Robert, can you hear me, brother? Let's go. I'm started up, man.
Get
Let's get it.
get me off that roof. Get me
I
off that
got
roof.
you off the roof, man. Let's get it in.
Here we go. Crank up XP Mentor House. What does success mean to you? Come and explain. It's all about mindset. Let's invite a bunch of people in right now.
That's how it started. What we
Welcome to.
doing, Robert? Let's get this thing rolling, man.
Well,
Everybody come up to the stage ASAP. If you at the bottom, come to the top. Let's get it rolling, yo. XP mentors, we in the building. Listen, what does success mean to you? We're gonna be in the mindset room today. We're going all the way in. I know we're gonna be diving in. We're gonna be waiting for some more individuals to pull up, but I need you guys to ping the room up and share the room up. The individuals that are here already. If you guys are at the bottom, come to the top because we want to talk to you today about what does success mean to you. So let's start it up, man. Robert, Desiree, how you guys feeling? Let's get it in.
I'm good. Thanks for the space as always. I don't have a lot of time, so I figured I'd jump in while I have the chance to get my voice heard. So success means to me not only doing what I'm doing now, is showing up and showing out for yourself, but consistently doing it with intention of being great at everything you do, giving your best no matter what. No matter what failures you may think you have, no matter what obstacles may come your way, give it a try and keep going. Um, Taking the time to recenter yourself and reset yourself so that if you see certain methods aren't working, to try another method, to use your support system and your tribe that you've created. If you don't have the tribe, then get around people that are like-minded, that are have been where you are going, or basically just in the same field or same mindset as you, so that they can help you boost your confidence, help you boost your mindset, help you find ways and ideas that you might not have thought of. Just getting and being surrounded by those people, taking the everyday action to do at least one more thing than your goal and your standard, and just growing consistently and taking the time to be aware of the things that you've done, taking the time to be aware of the things that you haven't done, and actually doing the things that you know you can do to make a difference in yourself, your business, your life, your mindset, your reality. So success just means to me just doing it, just taking the steps no matter what comes your way, and constantly moving forward and doing it with gratitude, because gratitude is a great vibration to be on. So thank you again for the space, and I'll yield my mic and let some other people jump in.
I appreciate you, Desiree. That's what it's about. That success, that mindset, right? That consistency. I appreciate you for pulling up. Don, thanks for coming to the stage. Robert, thanks for being here. Jay, thanks for being here. I know he's on the phone, but we're talking about what does success mean to you. We're in the mindset room. We're going to be pinging the room up, sharing the room up. More people going to be coming through, diving in. But I need you guys to warm it up for me. What does success mean to you? How you guys feeling about the topic? Let's start diving in. What's going on?
Hey, I'll come in. It's Robert. Listen to me. Success is all. First, it is a mindset. Jay talks about it all the time. We learned it a long time ago, back in the '90s. Having a great day every day, no matter what. Because guess what? Life is gonna life you. Business is gonna business you. Okay, things are gonna happen. Everything's not always gonna go your way. The point is you can tell the size of a person by the size of the obstacle that stops them. And I also believe that the more somebody has, generally the more that's going to go wrong. Okay, more things that are going to occur that are not what you expected, because that's just how life is. Even if you were on the planet for a million years, I guess maybe after a million years you might know what to expect because you've been through so much. But think about however old any of us are, there just hasn't been that much experience, and technology changes, situations change, our environment changes. So everything's always adapting. And the question is, are you? So you've got to be able to adapt. Successful businesses adapt. I mean, look at Kmart. Didn't adapt. Where is it at now? Bye bye. How about Blockbuster? Didn't adapt. Where is it at now? Bye bye. Now, those are business examples. But that's also because people weren't willing to adapt into the marketplace and have the business change. So people need to adapt in every situation. You've got to learn and grow. You've got to measure and adjust. So to me, success means achieving your goals, which means you need to have a laser focus, a never say never attitude. You've got to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. And more importantly, you've got to be willing to do what you don't want to do sometimes. Other people may not be willing to do it, but you may not want to do it, and you still have to do it. And you know what? Things can change very, very quickly. I've just even this morning had a couple situations that did not go the way that I wanted them to. And things were not, I was not creating success. And it bothered me because I was like, because I don't like that. But I didn't let it affect me. So I pushed on, and then guess what? Two more things came along that went extremely well. So if I had been sitting in a corner, or if I'd been, gone outside and just said, "Oh, this isn't working. No, I'm going to take the day. I'm just going to go feel my oats over this." Then those next things wouldn't have happened. So now, guess what? Now I'm fired back up again. I was fired up to go make those things happen because I was pissed the other things hadn't. But now I'm even more fired up because it just proves that success is just around the corner if you've got your head in the right place and if you're doing the right thing. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen all the time, but it doesn't mean you're not doing the right thing. So just measure and adjust. Always have your head where it needs to be. It's all about mindset, and expect success. Expect it. Be prepared. Expect the best. Be prepared for the worst. Okay, I'll say it again. Expect the best, be prepared for the worst. Because guess what? Bad things are going to happen. Why do you want to be prepared for it? You don't want to will it, but you want to be prepared for it because you don't want it to affect you so that you can't be prepared for the very next thing that comes along that could be a home run, but you're feeling bad that you just struck out. Okay, so you got to be ready to go. Yield my mic. Who wants to hop in?
I'll hop in. Perfect timing. Hey guys. Hey guys. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Sorry I'm chiming in a little late. I've been moving. Uh God is changing my zip code. So I have to flow with it. In moving, if I may be transparent with you guys. And I love this topic. What does success mean to you? Come explain. Um, I have storages, and we all have storages, and then being in the military and have moved a few times, and I have children, grandchildren. We have a tendency to store up stuff and we get back to it later. And so, when in the process of me moving, I'm decluttering. First, I started with my mind. I had to start with my mind, and I had to shift there first by doing the things that prepare me for success, like confidence tones and motivate, and reading, the suggested literature that we read that Jay has put out and different people have suggested, showing up every day. But I realized that once I was at a particular I can't think of the word, but a particular height or particular level. It's like when I started doing this a couple of weeks ago, I started declining back. So it's like I need to do something different here because I felt like I was just running into a brick wall, and the wall was clutter, and it was other people's stuff, other people's whatevers, and I'll stick it here and she'll take care of my thises and she'll take care of my that because I know how she feels about things and being sentimental and this, that, and the third. And all of that totally has me literally, mentally, and physically exhausted. Literally. So it's like I'm arming up every morning to get up and face battles that should not even be my battles, but I've taken them on. I've welcomed them and not really thinking about it. So over the years, and I'll be 58, It's a lot of stuff to declutter and get rid of. And I wonder why things were not flowing into my life, because I had things stopping up that flow. And so when I'm learning these things, I try to implement these things as best I can. So I do a little bit, throw a lot away, do a little bit, throw something away every day, do a little bit, throw stuff away, do a lot, throw away a lot. And I'm letting people own their own stuff, own your baggage, own your clutter, own your memories. And they're not all good memories, but I'm learning what can it serve me at this particular moment. And I'm tired of moving it from place to place to place. And my back is tired, my mind is tired, my legs and feet are tired, and I'm slap worn out. I am just simply worn out. So I made a conscious decision starting this week that if it's not my stuff in the natural, the physical, or the spiritual, people can take their junk and do what, excuse me, they can take their precious thoughts and belongings and do what they want with them. I can no longer carry that. I release that load. And I said all that to say this: what does success mean to me? It means everything to me. Everything. It's just like the air that I breathe right now and the water that I drink every day. That's what success means to me at this point in my life. I've done a lot of things and been a lot of places and seen a lot of things and did some things I ain't have no business doing. And I probably had fun at doing it, but I did it. And so, but that was not toward, I try to learn a lesson from that, but that's not who I am right now at this very second. I'm talking to you. You're talking to a billionaire CEO entrepreneur with multiple streams of income, somebody that where I'm learning how to climb the ladder of success so I don't have to slide back down this thing anymore. I am not quitting. Success means everything to me. I can taste it. My nose is in it. I feel it when I go to sleep. I dream about it. I wake up. I think, anticipate coming on Clubhouse to better myself. But I'm learning when I'm picking up these things in here in the XP Mentor in the room, I have to let some stuff go because it can't exist in the same place. The same place. And so I'm learning, instead of to value things, to learn how to value people, to live more, be better, have more experiences, live more life, leave where I am and let people do what they do. Because the funny thing, when you're not there to say yes, people find a way to do what they need to do. So I said all that to say this, and I'm going to answer the question and I'll stop talking. What does success mean to me? It means everything to me at this point, and nothing, no one. I'm going to find a way to win and leave nothing to chance. And I made up my mind. Like Robert said, expect the best, but prepare for the worst. I had that flipped all these years where I was preparing for the worst and really wasn't expecting the best. Maybe hit, miss here, there, somewhere, but it's not like that now. So when I'm preparing, then I know if I'm preparing, then something has to happen. If I declutter, I can allow some stuff to come in, and that stuff is success. My name is Cynthia Fox Everett, and I'm done speaking for now. Everybody quiet today? This is Cynthia again. Hello, Steve, Desiree, Don, Dave, Peggy, Krista, Inger, Maria. What's on your mind today?
When it comes to the question, what does success mean to you? I kind of thought about that personally today. And honestly, when I think about it in the beginner stage as being a beginner entrepreneur, it's like every goal that's accomplished. It's your steps to success. And success is like a journey, it's a never ending thing. I feel as though it's like if your success is to reach your first six figures in business, you reach it and then you feel so empowered, feel so motivated and have motion to do bigger and better things. And those are going to be new successes along your path. So I just feel like when you accomplish a goal and you set a new one and you keep growing as an individual, a brand, a person, that's your success. And everyone has different levels of success, and you shouldn't let other people's levels of success distract you from what you're currently doing, because your moment is your moment and everyone has different moments in life that they're learning from. So success is just everyday accomplishments to me.
That was powerful. Thank you for sharing that. And I love that the fact that you said that you have to basically stay in your lane and not let other people's success get in the way of what you're looking at, what your success will look like. I read somewhere that when we compare ourselves to other people, whatever level they stop at, that's where we stop at. So it's important to keep your eyes on your prize because it's tailored to you. And that was powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think Shantae is on the stage. Hello, hello,
Yeah, we
hello.
got some new people up here, and I'll jump in, Cynthia, because what you just said makes a lot of sense also. You know, minimums can become maximums. You're right. If you start comparing yourself to somebody else, you're like, okay, that's the bar. Well, then that's the minimum. So then all of a sudden, that's your maximum. You've put your ceiling in a place that doesn't need to exist. You know, who's to say? You know, that's like running the mile. You know, 4 minute mile that can't happen. 5 minute mile that couldn't happen. If everybody believed that couldn't happen, nobody would have broken that record. If if Thomas Edison did believe that light bulb was going to light up, he never would have tried, or he would have stopped after 150 or even 800 efforts. Point is, you got to try, try, try. You got to believe it's going to work. So bottom line is, you just got to go. It is a mindset, and it is about success. What do you got, Shantae? What do you got, Iman? Come on in. Come on, I said that with such spirit. You got to jump in.
Hey,
There you go.
hey everyone. This is me. I'm having a situation, weird one actually, with the mic. It's very sticky. So I'm trying to open the mic and here we go. Actually, success is a mindset. Success for me is so much related to the growth mindset, because when you have the mindset that everything should be a journey to learn something, you would find where's the sauce, where is the lesson, where is the moral, the logic of it. Even when we fall down, because you guys know me, and I don't think that, or I don't believe that there is something called failure, especially in business. I believe that it's that we fall down, because falling down is a very very natural uh, part of the life. So we fall down and we hold somebody's hand, or we wait a little bit and stand up again and clean the mess and go on. So success is where you pursue your purpose. Sometimes it's not about pursuing your passion. It's about pursuing your business and your purpose, because that's what we were talking about um, last couple of days. We are between passion and purpose, and when you can align your passion with your purpose and with your with doing the action, taking the action, do the work, make it worth it, like start now. And here's something again that makes me just always grounded. It's about, guys, it's about being in the now, being in the present. Make the and this is amazing phrase here. It's making business your business. And what this means is, in business especially, don't take everything personal. It's not about it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about business. So when you make your business your business, that's gonna be the real failure. So sorry, when you make the is, or when you make it personal, that's what gonna make the real big mistake out there. So in business, success always relates with creating a real plan, doing having smart goals. And smart, it's not a smart by the meaning, smart by the definition. So specific, measurable, achievable, um, re- resilience, and there is the timeline. time make the timeline. It has the timing of it. So this is for now. It's just the warming up for the room, but we are going to continue. Come on, Maria, you're welcome to the stage. I'm sorry you're here already. So yeah, we got two Marias. So thank you for being here because I thought that I was late. I was not looking to the onto my screen. Yeah, it sounds funny. Yes. So let's share the room. Let's continue sharing this between us and between those who we know that they will take advantage of it or make something with it, with this information especially. Let's share the room, and back to you, Robert.
Well, let me get back over there myself. And I had a sticky mic too. So who we got? We had let me look here. We got Steve. Steve's here in the room. What's going on, Steve? Seeing you a little bit. How's the beverage business going?
Hey, Robert. Doing good. I'm just working in the space today, trying to open
Yeah,
our
that's
own
what it
shop.
sounds like. Sounds like you're in a warehouse.
Oh, I am. So we're in the middle of opening up and trying to get everything ready to go. So I'm actually sitting on the floor putting together tables.
Cool deal. Cool deal. All right. Well, we appreciate you. Obviously, you got the right mindset. You're pumping this thing out. You're getting that business rolling, and that is key. What else can we get up here on this stage? What's going on with our algorithm today? I'm wondering about this. This is a small crowd. Small crowd. And I was noticing earlier today, everyone was kind of quiet in clubhouse rooms. I don't know whether they're having some sort of winky dink going on with their algorithms or what might be happening.
I shared
Uh,
everybody that I normally do, and then normally they pop in, so it might be that.
I'm with you. I know. I've
Yeah,
just shared about 200 like I always do.
yeah,
And I mean, no responses, no nothing. So yeah, it's kind of
yeah.
odd, a little quiet here, but hey, it's all mindset. They could all come in and at one time.
Yes, they can.
Who else? Anybody
Yeah,
else want to share? Anybody else want to share? Stack, what's going on, brother? Where you at? We can make this a power hour if we want to, because we'll see what happens here. We could be making this a power hour. But success is all about
that's a
how's
part
Ruby.
of success as well.
Exactly.
Having
Get a
phone
phone call
calls
right as
all
you're
the
trying to say
time.
something, right? Hey, at least I'm popular. That's all good. But
I
no, I
like
mean, yeah, go ahead.
I like what excuse me, Robert. I like what Eamon said about you make your is how did you say it? Make your isness your
Yeah,
business.
yeah. Make
And
your
it's
business
thing
your
is
business.
I
Make
like
business your business, because
make it your
yeah,
business.
it's not personal. In business, not everything should be taken personally. So it's about a business. It's not about you, I, or is what whomever you know.
And I like that, Eamon. And I if y'all I know you get tired of me talking, but I like that because you don't take things personally because it's an individual race. And again, the what I think Don said, I think it was Don that said earlier about running your race, and you kind of have to put the blinders on, so to speak, and peep up every now and again, and make sure you stand, you're not crooked or whatever, and that way that keeps you focused. It's like shooting an arrow, if you aim and you're going to shoot. So I love that because so many people are so busy comparing themselves to gifts, and it brings to mind gifts when God gives us all different gifts, and He might give us you see in of different visions. He might give us the same vision, but we're going to execute it differently. So a lot of people get caught up in that, and I think a lot of times that is one reason that people won't be successful. But you just have to run it like it's given to you, and I think that'll guarantee success every time. So I'll stop talking right there. We have Victor and Desiree. See, Steve has spoken. Robert's on the phone. Did Peggy speak? Hello, Peggy. Krista, Dave. I don't want to mess you guys' name up. Is that Janine? You guys, something you want to share with us today? What does success mean to you? Anybody want to share today?
Hi. How y'all doing today?
We're good. How are you today?
I'm okay. I would like to share success means to me is not looking at the right now moment because it's a process and don't look behind you. Like you try to start, you probably try to start something like, okay, that didn't work. It might not always work the same way each time you try, but keep on until you reach your destiny. And then also listen to what people tell you because sometimes we don't always believe in ourselves, but God is sending confirmations like, hey, guess what? You should be doing such and such. And if it resonates in your spirit, okay, take heed to that because we don't always see our own capabilities. We look at the minimum, or what others may say about us that has been negative. So always focus on the positive and keep on striving for success.
That was good. I like that. That was really good because if you sometimes look at the now situation and it might not be favorable, that right there can hinder you. And like you said, you look for signs and clues and confirmations along the way to let you know that you're going in the right path. That was powerful. Thank you so much, Peggy, for sharing that. Um, Victor, would you like to share with us today? Desiree, Maria. My middle name is Maria, so that's a beautiful name. Would you like to share with us today?
Happy Wednesday to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's nighttime in my place. I guess it's morning or afternoon in your place, Miss Cynthia, and the rest of you. Well, for me, success can be objective. It can be an objective success, whether there's a huge salary or job title, or even having an award, or it can be subjective, which means that you enjoy your work, you have this pride in your accomplishments, you have collaboration and connections with others. But whether you are successful objectively or subjectively, you should have a self esteem. I think high self esteem is essential because it can lead to an increase of motivation, positive thinking, and a sense of control over one's life. And all of them will contribute to success. So I believe if you have a esteem, you value yourself, you take pride about what you're doing, plus self confidence, you are confident with your abilities and skills, then you will become really a successful person. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, for sharing that. Desiree, would you like to share with us today? 'Cause she's on the phone. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I love that, the way you put that, being, I think you said objective and subjective. That's really good. I like that. Victor, would you like to share with us today?
Yes, hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You're a little low, but we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. What about now? Is this
Yes,
better?
you're good.
Okay, thanks. Hi everyone. I'm Victor. I'm in Belgium, and for me too, it's nighttime. It's 10:30 in the evening. Um, yeah. For me, success. Yeah, success means a lot of things. But I think above everything, success is a vibration. It's a state of being. So whatever we put as an objective to be successful towards, it's a matter of like first putting ourselves in that state of success, and then like first and foremost, like you are successful, like that's the first thing. Like you just move with the feminine energy, as in like you just become successful. But now in terms of like looking at success from the masculine side, it's like taking action towards whatever desired outcome that you're moving towards. So yeah, it's a combination of both, like acknowledging the success within yourself, and then taking the necessary actions or steps to bring forth whatever it is that you've created for yourself already from within. So that would be the way that I describe success today. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much, Victor, for sharing. We have Shantae on the stage. How are you today, Miss Shantae?
Hey, XP family. I am grateful to be here, busy in the background, but definitely able to tap in with this phenomenal topic that we have going on today. If you don't know who I am, I'm Shantae, the fur baby lady. I am a six-figure dog walker and pet sitter. So, success to me is, it's a lot of things for me, but what I would love to share in this space, being a six-figure dog walker, I, have been blessed uh, to be able to work in my passion, doing what I love to do, embracing the dogs, ensuring that their happiness, health, and safety is all together. But it goes beyond it goes beyond what I do because I also build relationships with the dog owners, and so the connections that I foster with my dog parents, that is like the keys to my success when it comes to being providing the exceptional canine care that I provide for these fur babies. I been in this industry going on 9 years, and at first I literally was just doing something that I love to do, but when I found
She's in high demand. She's in high demand.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She even has dogs calling her. That's unbelievable.
Part of success.
Professor, I see Professor's here. You available, Professor? What's success meaning to you? You've always got great takes.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me in. And success to me is just having the capacity to be able to help people on a grand scale, take care of my family, myself, and just getting away from that mindset of lack. Because there's that little voice in my head that says, oh, you can't make the money. That's not that much money, but it is. It's available. Look at the people that are out there. You're one of them that is able to do things when it comes to mind, like the Digably platform. Just that takes resources, and resources takes money. But those good ideas, I think all of us have ideas as to what we can do to generate a substantial amount of income, and just trusting and believing. We've gone over some of these characteristics before in these rooms, like that mindset that is necessary in order to achieve a lot of money. And the reason I want to do it is to do a lot of good. There's a school in Kenya that I'm supporting, and it's more than just supporting the school. It's $650 a month to run the school. That's the rent and paying the instructor salaries. That's not a lot. And now they want to buy some property. So I get to help them out by helping them make some of those payments. But it's bigger than that. The reason that they want property is so that they can build a new school. The one they have doesn't have electricity. They run it in the day. They said, we don't need electricity. But imagine a school with electricity that had solar cells and internet high speed internet communication. There's outfits out there like Pencils of Promise and some people I've met in Clubhouse that I can collaborate with and to be able to build a school like that. But even better than that is just they've got a famine going on, so these the parents are dropping the kids off so they can get something to eat. So I'm feeding these kids. I love getting the videos of the kids, and the name of the school is High Score Academy. Imagine an entrepreneurial school where they're not just going to get a typical education. I think it's good to know math and those kinds of things. But how about entrepreneurism? Well, there's another thing that I'm involved with is Khan Academy, H Kahn, I believe, not CON. It's Khan Academy. They are utilizing AI. I've got a beta test running, and I'm part of that beta test. And what it does is it teaches the kids a lot of the curriculum now is shifting towards entrepreneurism, and I was excited to see that. But each child gets their own AI tutor that can determine just what kind of questions to give the kid. And so I would see this high score academy over in producing the kids will be able to become entrepreneurs and take care of themselves and take care of their family and improve their country, because it definitely parts of it needs improvement. Yeah, there's the rich sectors there where people are doing quite well, but there's also the sectors where people aren't doing well at all. That's compounded by refugees coming into their country from a couple other countries, and it'd be good to make a difference. And that's why it's important to me to be able to have that kind of success where I have that capacity to do things like this. So thanks for letting me share today.
Look, we in the building. Y'all going in. Ping the room out, share the room out. If you guys are just now joining, we're talking about what does success mean to you? Come explain. I want to hear from everybody. I want everyone to get a chance to talk. But success can mean a lot, right? It could be mean taking care of your family. It could mean simple things to you, right? It could be mean the smallest things. You got to appreciate the smallest things. That's what I feel like it is. Appreciating the smallest things, that way you can get to the greater things. But I want to hear from everybody. Let's continue to keep the conversation up. Let the room grow. Ping the room up. Share the room up. The mic is open. The floor is open. Who else is coming in? Let's talk about it. What does success mean to you? Let's go. Let's go,
Good
Owen.
morning, good afternoon, or indeed good evening to you all. I like the topic. I like the topic, Stack. All right, here we go. Here's two ways that you know that you have achieved success. The first one is when you need to change your aims and objectives. Most people have an aim, a goal, a thing, a place, an amount, a number, and when you get there, you're going to need to change it because you have no hope left. You have to change the plan. That's the first way that you've reached some form of success. The second one is a bit more subtle. The second one is when it's uncomfortable. When something's changed, you're no longer comfortable. You're uncomfortable. You may be much more comfortable, but you're uncomfortable. It's not normal. Something's changed. This is all about mindset. This is all about being proactive. It's all about getting it done. It's about responsibility. Success comes at the end of all of those things. So when you've worked hard, when you got up early, when you did the painful thing, when you put in the hard work, when you brought the value, you'll find some form of success, and that's when you'll know, when it suddenly doesn't feel normal anymore. My name is Owen, the points partner, and I shall land my free plane.
Let's go. Look, we in the building. I need to hear from everybody. I appreciate that. If you guys are at the bottom, come to the top, right? I've been trying to invite some of you guys up. Come to the top because we want to talk about what does success mean to you. I want to hear everybody's opinions, and then I'm coming in hot about success, what it means to me, and I'm going to explain and break it down. We're in the mindset room, XP mentorship. The mic is open. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is
Elise, let's
Elise.
go.
Love the room. Let's go. Let's amp it up. This is a really great topic. And Owen, I really appreciated what you shared because it talked a little bit about the growing pains that come with any kind of success. And I think that if anything, that is something that is important to highlight because that is information that gives you the tools that you need in your toolbox as you're going through your journey. So I just wanted to shout out to Owen. Loved your share. I love the topic because one of the things that it does, just in the room title itself, what does success mean to you, is it opens up the floor to recognizing that it is something that still needs to be defined. And it is something that is very personal to define. And to be honest, I think that the more time spent on reflecting and defining what success actually means and looks like and feels like, the easier it is to start implementing a plan and then taking action towards it. I have learned from my own personal experience and my own personal failures that my previous definitions of success didn't necessarily feel how I thought they would feel. And so, as one grows and experiences and goes towards different goals that they previously thought would mean they are successful, being able to reflect on how those particular paths feel and look and actually are in the experience of that is critical when it comes to discerning what really is success to you. And I just am so happy to be in the room. Want to shout out, add some energy, Stack, everybody else. You guys do a great job of firing up the room. This is a great topic, so let's get into it.
Look, I appreciate you because it is a great topic, because success can mean anything to anyone. It could be just simply just waking up every day to do what you love to do. And if you guys agree with that, throw some ones in the chat. Because as long as you're able to wake up every day and chase your dreams, I feel like that's success right there. Throw some ones in the chat. Let's get active right now. Waking up every day just to chase your everyday dreams. If you guys feel like that is important, light up the chat right now. Because waking up simply, I can just wake up, do my thing, support my business, support my people, dive into what I need to dive into, have a right mindset for this. Come on, man. It could be just the simple things. Let's keep this conversation rolling. Mic is open. Let's go.
You know, I'd love to share something. So, yeah, it is waking up and doing what you love. And I was just walking down Newberry Street talking about
Oh,
you,
you
Stackpack,
was
and
on
just,
Noob. You was around my area, huh?
yeah, well, that's my area. I don't know.
Oh, that's where you at.
uh,
Oh yeah, where you at?
we got to get together. And, the first thing I met with this phenomenal industrial real estate agent that I watched grow for years from working and he's like, what do I do? I said, don't ask me, but I know the guy. Stackpack will definitely
Let's
connect
go,
you.
Dominica.
And I see the red bar, but you know what? That's what really success is. Knowing the people that are gonna help each other grow. That's my success. I feel that that's the best thing because, if I can say I know the guy that's the best, that's gonna help you. You're 30 and he is amazing, and he's gonna know exactly how to deliver you and help you make you people aware of who you are. That's a relationship that I feel I had ignited, and that's a real success, I think.
No, of course that's success because it's all up to what you know, right? Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And clearly she knows the right guy for the media. So Dominica, definitely give him my link, give him my contact, give him my, tell him to book a call with me. And definitely I'll team up. And I'm always on Newberry. I love shopping. So next time you're on Newberry, make sure you reach out to me, hit me up. I'm always around that area. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
definitely. Well,
Let's
if you
go to
see
Capitol Grill or
lady,
something. Let's get something good to eat. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so if you ever seen lady walking with a two big ass dogs, that's me. I
There's a bunch
usually
of ladies
and
with big ass dogs, Dominica.
well, I got the giant schnauzers. It's like walking with celebrities. I lose my voice every time I go from Brambor to, from Fenway to Newberry. I come back and I'm all raspy because, yes, it is a giant schnauzer. No, it doesn't bite. You can pet it.
All right, Dominica, I can't wait to link up with you. Let's link it up. Let's see how we can collaborate and take this relationship, to the next level. But thank you, everybody that's coming to the stage. Angelica, Lauren, Shavat, right? Everybody else that's at the bottom, come to the top because I want to have a conversation with you guys about what does success mean to you, right? It could mean anything. I said it was the simple things. I said it was just waking up every day just to get after it, right? Doing whatever you need to do, delivering results, talking to people, coming in contact with what you need to do. But I want to hear from more individuals. What do you guys think? What does success mean to you? Come explain. Mindset room. Let's go.
Hello, may I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you. Let's go. It's on you.
Yeah. In my opinion, success is not an achievement. It is an attainment, ability to chase your purpose, your goal is success, in my opinion. And no matter if you reach toward onto the destination, doesn't matter, but the thing which is matter is that you put your effort to chase your purpose and your goal. And I think this is the real meaning of success.
If you guys agree, throw some ones in the chat. That purpose, that goal, right? That's what I'm saying. You guys got to plan out some goals. Get some goals in place. A lot of people are confused nowadays. Oh man, I don't know what to go. I don't know what the first thing to do. Well, write it out, plan it out. Come into the XP Mentor. Come around individuals that's already close to the fire. Appreciate that share. Who else is coming in next? The mic's open. Let's go.
Hey, Stack, it's Lauren. How are you?
Lauren, what's good?
Um,
How you feeling? Let's get it in.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I just wanted to chime in really quick. I saw the title and it drawed me in there. And this is kind of a conversation that my business partner, and Shafat's next to me, we talk about all the time. And the one thing is, when I went through my personal brand, that was a question that brought up. It's like, what does success mean to me? And to me, success is legacy. The legacy that I'm, one, leaving for myself, but two, the legacy that I'm holding of following my family's footsteps. Because I'm from an entrepreneur family that has a foundation for entrepreneurship. We have a performing arts center that we've built, and many things that my family has done for the community. And so I've always been living under their legacy. So I wanted to create my own legacy and what I'm going to be doing in the passions and the areas that I am. So success to me is not really financial stability, but who knows me and what I'm doing to that community. Because if all the money in the world cannot solve problems unless you work together. And if you work together, there's no problem you cannot solve without seeking people to their highest potential. That's a quote that my grandfather gave me, and that's something that I really live by, because it is the legacy of creating people to their highest potential, and that makes you a legend, and that's what success means to me.
I love that because that's why I say tell your story, be relatable. If you guys agree with what Lauren said, throw some ones in the chat. That's why I tell you guys, you never know who somebody is, where your message is gonna land, and what areas they're gonna land on. Talk, speak up, be vocal. Come, help people. See how you can be a value, complimentary to other people's business. That's why I said be fired up about some shit. I always say that when you guys come inside the XP Mentor. Be fired up about something. If you're not fired up about it, how am I going to be fired up about it? What does success mean to you? What does success mean to everyone? I want to hear from everyone. Thank you for that share, Lauren. The mic's open. Let's go. Continue to ping the room up and share the room up. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. This is Beth
Let's go,
Hutchinson.
Beth. Let's
What?
get it.
What? What's up? What's up? I love these conversations. I've missed y'all because I've been traveling, doing some things to help people's dreams and protect them, which to me is success. Yeah, I totally agree with what you said, Stack. And by the way, your voice, your radio voice is so sexy. but yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah. Um, I mean, to me, waking up every day, like another breath in our lungs, because we're not promised tomorrow, right? To be able to bring a smile to someone's face, to listen without interjecting, to me is success. To take what I've stepped out of, the fire, the pain, the trauma, and I'm standing on the other side, and to be that voice, that heart to help others, to me, that's what success is for me, right? I mean, money's great, businesses are great, but to me, to be able to impact a life by helping pull someone up while they can't even get off the floor, makes my heart just fly. And so I do believe we're connected to each other to help each other in every area of life. And so whatever I've walked through, I know I can help others. And to me, that is a way to be successful and bring, fire into my life, and to also propel someone else into their amazement life where they can see it and live it and love it in all areas. Yeah. So thank y'all. Y'all all complete me. This is Bakakali.
Thank you for that, Beth. Look, we going in right now. I need y'all to continue to ping the room up, share the room up, and get more people in here because we're talking about what does success mean to you, right? We're in the mindset room. I need you guys to go in hard, right? I want to hear some fire ass shares because success can mean anything, right? It could be reaching a milestone in your career, right? You got to celebrate. You know what I feel like? You got to celebrate the small wins so you can get to the big wins. And if you guys agree, throw some fire emojis in the chat. Mr. Fire Emoji himself. I said, some fires in the chat. Get up in the chat. Celebrate the small wins so you can get to the next win. That's why I say appreciate what's in front of you so you can receive more. It's okay you got a small win. It's okay. Celebrate that. Embrace your race. That's how I feel like. Embrace it. Embrace anything that happens because you celebrate that, something else greater is on the way. And I've learned that on this journey. Celebrating this, doing this, being happy for this, being proud of this, right? Celebrating that milestone will get you more milestones. So let's get into it. The mic's open. Let's go.
Hey, I'm here. It's Dwayne Garman.
Dwayne, how you
Success.
feeling, man? Thank you for coming, brother. I don't
Well,
think I've never seen you here before.
I don't think we've met
Well,
before.
nice to meet you, man.
I'm
Thank
going
you
to
for
tell
coming to
myself, and
XP,
I
bro.
feel awesome. Um, I don't disagree with anything I've heard so far, but for me, success isn't reaching that milestone. Success is the journey to that milestone. It's the movement towards it is where the real success is. By the time you reach those milestones that you set for yourself, the achievement of it should be anticlimactic because you've already been there in your mind. You've already achieved it. So the success is the journey to get there, whether it be a financial journey, whether it be fame, whether it be fortune, whether it be success, whether it be dropping some pounds and getting to reaching a fitness goal. It's that journey that makes it the success, not the actual achievement. Back to you.
I was in the back channel. I love that. It is the journey. If you guys agree with Dwayne, let's get back up in the chat because it's the journey. My journey's not going to be the same as Dwayne's or yours or Cynthia's or even everybody has a different journey, but we all can get to the same success. Everybody can get to the success, whatever success means to you. We can all get there, but everybody has their own journey. If you guys agree, blow up the chat real quick because everybody's journey is different. You can't look at my lane and this lane and that person. You got to focus on your lane. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own light and their own special powers and their own things that they bring here. So you got to focus on that. You got to focus on you. So thank you for that, Dwayne, because a lot of people got to focus on having their own lane, having their own power, focusing on their self so that way they can, blossom into a huge lightning storm. Let's go. Mic's open.
I'm gonna jump in here real quick
Angelica, let's
before
go, sis.
I disappear off this stage. I'm a soccer mom, so soccer practice is getting ready to commence, and my son is getting ready to play in Dallas. But nonetheless, I want to comment on this topic as always. Hello, everybody. All those that come to the
Is it me or Angelica went out? Angelica, come back out the matrix, sis. Come back. Listen, I know Angelica's about to bring some heat. Please come back, Angelica, when you get some service. I want to hear what you was about to say. I know you was about to lay it down. Does anybody want to come in before Angelica comes back for the service? Listen, we're in the mindset room. What does
You want
success
some
mean to
heat?
you? Yeah, what's good? What we doing, Lauren?
Shafat, come bring some heat, my friend. I know you always
What we
bring the
doing,
fire.
man? Let's go.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Stack, for pulling me up. I mean, success to me is to make money while making others successful. And it's as simple as that. It's bringing value to others and creating value for yourself. That's what success is. But is it the ultimate success? I don't think so. We need to define success in different bunches: personal success, professional success, uh, you know, uh, financial success, family success, relationship success, success in, self care, self love, and what do you contribute to the world? and success in what you do for the community. So first of all, I think the process starts simply with managing and identifying your touch points. That you as a human being, how many lives do you touch, how much do you impact, and where could you impact? You put those together, and then you put your objectives together, and then define the overall success. As Stack rightly puts it, it's the small things that matter. And then you break them down into smaller tasks, smaller everyday things, starting from waking up in the morning to taking care of yourself. And you're like, okay, I've done my health check. That's one success. Now I have to do work and I do some deals. That's my other success. Then I have to give some charity and give it back to the community. That's my third success. My fourth success is to share it with the community and do some good work. Listen to someone, give somebody a smile on the street. That's one other success. So you have to define all the touch points, and that's how I define success. Now, in between, what do? You need to not only make money, but you need to contribute. You need to share. Sharing is success because sharing grows. When you share, you grow. That's where I landed.
Woo! We coming in with the heat. Lauren wasn't lying. Who else is coming in? Vanessa, is that you? I'm Mike. How you feeling?
Ooh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to unmic. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, right?
Nah, that's the
Like,
universe. You already here,
yeah,
Vanessa.
yeah,
Lego.
yeah, yeah, totally, right? So I was just thinking about like what this means to me, and a few thoughts came to me. Like, the first one is that what was success to me, like let's say 10 or 20 years ago, are no longer like what I define as success necessarily. And I feel like that, it kind of shifts and changes. And like for me, I think I feel that like emotion of success when I'm able to like impart insight, wisdom, when I'm able to help others, when I'm able to serve, and they tell me like, hey, like that really helped me, like that just really fills up my heart, like truly. And I think that uh like what like the things that I master are also a way that I experience and experience success, is like through the things that I just that just really light me up, that I become very passionate about, and I learn a lot about, and then I love to just share it. And so yeah, that's what makes me feel successful.
I love that. I love that too, Vanessa. You want to know what I want to say about that? Because there's no better joy than having someone come back to the community or come back to you or give you this fire ass review like that helped me, or that helped me get through this situation, or you helped me out in business. And if you guys agree, throw some ones in the chat, because it's nothing like a great review. That's why I tell a lot of people, get their Google's page set up, get their business set up, get their review system set up, because you want to show the reviews and you want to show that you are of value, that you can come to any situation, help out anyone that needs your help. And that's real important. And I love that, Vanessa, because it shows. It shows what you're doing out here. It shows your track record. Okay? So that's where I feel like I love it. Thank you, Vanessa, for coming in for that. The mic is open. What does success mean to you? Let's go.
Hey, Stack, it's Lisa here in Nebraska.
Lisa,
Thank
what we
you. Yeah,
doing?
not too bad, not too bad. I know I've been a stranger, but I had a little bit of break in between meetings, and I think I'm weird because I don't think success in the way that most people think of success. I think of success as how fast can I fail? Right? That's success to me, because if I'm failing, I'm learning, and I'm eliminating what's not working to get to what's working. And it doesn't matter if it's in life, or like Shafaz said, in your relationships, with money, whatever it happens to be. I think we look at the positive component of it, but what if we flipped success on its ass and we looked at failure as being success, and that we wanted to really grow and learn in that area? That's how we get money. That's how we add value to others. That's how we look and eliminate the impossible to make the possible happen. So I look at success a little bit differently. Perhaps that's a strange way to look at it, but that's how I look at it. Back to you.
Lisa, this is
Woo!
Elise.
Come
I just
on.
want to add to that,
Elise, go ahead. It's on you.
because it's an important and it's a unique perspective, but it is something that is important on anybody's journey to success, however they define it. Is
coming to terms with failure and how to engage with failure in a way that you keep going towards success. And I just have a quick story to tell, because when it happened, I really gained a lot from it. So I was driving down the road, and there is a beautiful park that's on both sides of the road. And it was just the other weekend, and I made an observation that, one side of the park was lush and green and just blooming and beautiful, and the other side of the park was dusty and the grass was dead. And it made no sense to me, because it's the same park. And I had said, look at that difference, to the person I was with in the car, and they said, the grass is greener where you water it. And I thought on that, and of course I think we've all heard that. But then I remembered the side of the park that is dusty and has dead grass also has a natural spring pool. The side of the park that was lush didn't. And I pointed that out. And as, we kept driving, the thought passed, the metaphor passed, but it stuck with me. And it kept me thinking about, where is that pool of water? So when you meet moments of failure on your road to success, can you be cognizant and aware and remind yourself, while right now my side of the field has dead grass on it, it also has a natural spring pool of water. So it just means that you need to redirect that water so that you can grow a lush field where you stand. And it was a quick story. It was timely. And Lisa, you had just talked about failure. And I wanted to share that because it was a brief moment that happened the other weekend, but it was a really powerful one.
Elise,
Because
it is powerful. I think it's interesting because you raise a good point. So you see brown grass, and the grass is greener where you water it. I actually don't see failure in the brown grass. I actually see
right.
opportunity. And I
Yes.
think lots of times we don't look at our failures, or we look at the brown. It's a perfect, like a beautiful metaphor, beautiful, like just couldn't have said it better myself. I think lots of times we forget that where failure is sometimes is the greatest success story, and the advantage most advantageous opportunity that we have. But we've got to be willing to look at it as a success and not as a failure. And how might we change the narrative, right? How might we change it to a success story? And I think those three words, how might we, is so powerful. Like, thank you for sharing that.
Yes, absolutely. It's one of those things where, sometimes it doesn't always look the way it seems. But if you can remember that you do have access to that spring of creativity, of gusto, of, reframing, you'll be able to recognize that however that grass looks on your side, you do have the resources you need from an energetic perspective, creative perspective, whatever you're thinking, to at least start nourishing that field.
Yeah,
So
Elise, it's funny. My husband and I, this is many years ago, we've been together for a lot of years. And we've got into an argument over something, as all great marriages that, go past that 20 mark happen. And anyways, I don't recall what it was about, but your story reminded me of this. So as we're having the argument, I remember telling my husband, "Hey, look, that door only swings one way. So don't forget that when you walk out, it doesn't swing back." And I remember him saying, "It's okay, honey. The grass is just as brown on that side as it is on this side. So I'll stay with the devil I know than the one I don't." And so I appreciate your story, and thank you for the input.
All right, so I'm back. I'm going to jump in really quickly
Mm.
because everybody going to start calling me now at this point. But great shares by Lisa, and I think that was Elise that just shared some amazing things. And it's crazy because when I think of its success, I love what I hope I'm saying your name right, Elise, and I love what Lisa said as well. And then I don't know who that was before that talked about success being being the journey and not the destination. And so it's a few things I can draw from all of that, because if any of you have heard my story, you would know. Professor, your mic is open. I don't know if you know that. But if any of you have heard my story, I have gone through places of loss, places of triumph, places of failure. And it has been some of those things where you sometimes wonder in life, when you're going through failure, like, is this for me, or why am I going through this? You probably have your pity moment. I can remember when I was growing up, and success to me was the tangible things. It was like, oh my God, they got a nice car and they got money and they wear nice clothes. That's what success looked like to me when I was younger. But and plus working in the entertainment industry, specifically the music industry, that's kind of how success is defined in that industry. Is the flashy things that they have to let you know that they have it and they have arrived. But as I gotten older, and as I have my kids and things like that, success defined for me is defined by a couple things. I love when that person said, I don't know who it was because I wasn't looking at my phone, is that it's the destination, it's the journey. Because on the journey to success, we learn so many lessons. We meet so many incredible people. We may take some L's, but I think those L's are lessons and not losses. And on that journey, it is so beautiful. Sometimes we can be focused on becoming to our highest self, but then when you get that, then what? When you've reached that, then what? The journey for me is what has the action. It's what's action packed. It's what I live for, because along the journey, I have had many successes. On the journey, I've had many failures. But on the journey, I can say it has become beautiful. You want to know why? Because my mindset has changed and I've gotten to know Angelica. So success for me is more so a mindset, because I have been at the lowest of low, like when I lost everything in 2018, and I still saw the beauty in it. I still saw that even in my pain, something purposeful was going to be birthed, and it was. And it made me an Amazon and international best-selling author. And so it wasn't even about the tangible things. It was about the mindset of what success looked like to me. My mindset that I can still come back from a breakdown, my mindset that I can still come back from failure and still be who I am, and then show up even better and show up even greater. And so success for me is a legacy, because I do have 3 kids, one that just turned 17 today. I have a 19-year-old son. And so for me, success is not just my mindset, but the mindset to create legacy for them so they can have something when I leave this earth. Not just that legacy of leaving them something, but also the imprint that I'm going to make in this earth. That's what success looks like to me. Like, I want people to know my name. I want them to know my works. I want them to know that when you mention Angelica name, she's kind, she's this, she's that. And so on my journey, I make it a point to better myself each and every day. And so if I'm making myself better each and every day, that's successful to me, bro. Stack, your mic is open. Um, but if I am like on my journey, I'm making myself better each and every day. I'm working towards the goal and the destination and the highest self, or self actualization of me. I'm making me better each and every day. And it's my mindset and my willpower and my resilience to be that better person. So success to me is basically in my mind of how I bounce back, how I come back, what I leave in this earth, the imprint that I leave in this earth, not just with my children, but in my works, the works of my hand, the works in my business, the works in my books, the things that was birthed out of my pain to help somebody else. That's what success looks like to me. I also define it as the people that I bring along the way. Sometimes we can be so successful in our own way that we can be afraid to help the next person. I'm the opposite. I'm always there to help the next person because I know what it's like to not be helped. I always prayed for God to allow me to be the person that I didn't have when I started being an entrepreneur, when I first became a coach, when I first became a mentor. So I strive to be that person to the next person, to pull them up by their bootstraps, to help them be successful as well. So I define success by a couple things. It's the journey, it's the legacy I live, it's the people that I help, and it's the mindset that I have. Because even if I was to take a L and it looked like the worst of worst, my back against the wall or whatever, I'm gonna look at it as an opportunity to come out swinging, and whatever was in that pain, I'm going to look at it as a lesson, and I'm probably going to birth something from it. I'm going to make something out of it, because I always say that you're somebody's answered prayer and you're the solution to somebody's problem. And sometimes you got to go through a moment of pain. Sometimes you got to go through a time of being in a valley. Sometimes you got to go to a point where the grass is brown, okay, and it's not being watered, for you to realize your own strength, for you to realize exactly who you are. And then you take those things and then you say, you know what, I think it's somebody else that might be feeling the same thing that I am, and you birth it in this earth and you help them. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about us as individuals, when we realize our own strength. So for me, mainly success is a mindset. It's the mindset to know that I can always bounce back from anything, and the mindset to know that I can create anything from out of my pain, my hurt, my brown grass, my back against the wall moments. I can create those things that is going to help somebody else in this earth. It's going to help my children. It's going to help my family. It's going to help my colleagues, my employees. It's going to help somebody, but I had to first endure it. So the mindset, the legacy, the journey, that's how I define success. So it's a couple things for me, bro. And I just want to leave that here before
Let's
we head out for
go.
practice.
Come on, Angelica is gonna rip it up. If you guys agree, throw some ones in the chat. I need y'all to
And
get active. Yep, Dwayne, you can come right in, man. Get up in the chat. Let's get active. Clear
Angelica,
the room
the
out.
person that said about
Lego.
the person that talked about the journey was that sometimes genius, sometimes fool Dwayne Garman. He's a good person to know.
Hey, Dwayne, I wasn't looking at my phone, but thank you for saying that, because just quickly, like I said, people are always so focused on the destination. I can't wait till I get there. I can't wait. How many times you on a car ride when you were younger and your parents will tell you where you're going, whether it's Disney or whatever, you ask over and over, well, when we get to Disney, when do we get to Disney, or wherever your destination was, but you forget to look at the journey. It's beautiful roads, beautiful highways, it's things. If you're in Orlando or going down I-10, I drive, it's beautiful buildings. It's things that you can take note of on your journey that is absolutely beautiful, that can help you in your destination. And so I just want to tell you, the journey to whatever destination you're going to, it's always going to be beautiful. And you define your success by your own matrix. Like I said, when I was younger, it was the tangible things, a nice car, the nice clothes. I mean, Stat came in the same industry that I was in, music. It's like literally the flashy things, the tangible things that make people say you're successful. Now it's something totally different. Like, I want people to know that from the journey that I had, that I left something in this earth that's going to live beyond me. Whatever I leave in this earth is going to live beyond me. Like, people going to read about me when I'm gone, and I'm not here anymore. My kids are going to get to know about me. My great grandkids, my grandkids, they're going to get to know about me because of me embracing my journey and not being afraid to share that journey and leave it in this earth. I'm sorry, but nice to meet you, Dwayne.
Nice to meet you too. And I don't mean to hijack the conversation, but I'm going to add one other thing and say that often our ultimate success isn't the goal that we originally set out for. It's something we couldn't see from our starting point. And by focusing on the journey as we're going down that path, we say, wait, I'm headed for point B, but I really want to head for point D. And I didn't even know that that existed until I started down this path.
I just want to chime in quickly and say that, first of all, I'm very grateful for all your wonderful shares. And success for me is gratitude, as well as living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. There are lots of components of success which everybody has mentioned. And Angela, listening to your shares, I was going breathless because so much to share. So thank you. But success for me is thinking your thoughts of what you want only, because success is not what you get, it's what you attract, and that comes from your thinking and your mindset. So I only talk about and think about the things what I want in my life. I don't care what anybody thinks about me or has an opinion about me, because that's their mind, and that's what they're occupied with. So for me, it is only being focused on my energy. At the same time, I'm open to sharing, because life is full of experiences, and it's always good to share the experiences so that way we can get transformed. And sometimes people take it in the right way, sometimes they take it negatively. So for me, I did my job, because I know my success is in the success of others by helping them out, because the results are sure and certain, because I will be learning from them and I will be learning from my experiences as well. So I just want to keep it very brief, and thank you for this wonderful space holding this topic. And back to you, Stack.
Stack that this is Cynthia. Angelica, that was amazing. That was so amazing. That just made my something just leap on the inside of me, and it makes so much sense. And at my age, it just brought something to mind. At my age, I had to learn. For me, part of success was learning and being able to sit with myself, all of myself, and heal and start to heal all of me, the inner child, whatever people want to call it, inside and out. That is part of success for me too, being able to sit there with all of me, my mistakes, my wins, my losses, the journey, stop to smell the roses. When you pick a rose, you get pricked by the thorns, and you do what you have to do to make that, but you still see the rose before you see the thorns. And that's part of success for me too. And just learning to sit there, because I was so busy doing, going, and being, and wanting this and wanting that, and the things that you mentioned. And I've had cars and houses and jewelry and clothes and purses and traveled the world and did so many things. And then at the end of the day, one day I stopped and none of that meant anything to me. It's like I did this already. And particularly at my age, what is success? And it's redefined and redefined and redefined. When you start talking about relationships, when a person steps to you and they are successful, you want to be successful. Does your success look like their success? So again, you're putting it on the drawing board and see if that's something that you want to do. Is that a journey you want to take with someone else, and does that represent you? Is that your success? But for where I am right now, I learn and I'm learning and I'm enjoying sitting with myself, all of myself in one space, to come up with a plan to be successful, whatever that might look like for me, whichever way I choose to go. And I have different avenues that I can take. And it feels good to have a choice, because once before in my life, I didn't have a choice. I let other people decide for me what success would look like and what it should be and it shouldn't be. And I bought into that great big lie. A lot of people do. People tell you can't do this and you can't do that. But that was not my success. That wasn't my success. And it takes courage to break out of that and say, no, I'm going against the grain. I know what success is going to look like for me. I'm going to break generational curses. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You get the pushback, but it's worth the pushback because life is so short. Nobody can tell you, should be able to tell you, and we should not be able to digest what someone else's definition of success is. And I did that most of my life. So I'm regurgitating a bunch of junk and unlearning things that don't serve me anymore where I am in my life. And it is a process, and it can be very painful. It could be super painful. And then you find yourself apologizing to people. I thank you for what you did or you did not do, but this is how I'm going to do this thing. This is my baby, and this is how I'm going to feed it, nurture it, dress it, let it grow. This is mine, my success. And you have to give yourself permission to be successful, no matter what that would look like for you, no matter what people say or don't say, the support or no support. You can add all these things and they look great on paper, but do you really feel it? Do you ingest it? Do you digest it? Can you wear it? Do you look like success? I think your skin should look like success. Your body should move like success. And all those things is success in one big package. I know I said a lot of things and I was talking kind of fast, but that just really did something for me. And I thank you so much. And the ones before her, I'm listening and just getting the nuggets. But that right there is a major thing for me, to be able to sit with myself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. My name is Cynthia, and I'm done speaking for now.
I got a question for both of you. This is something, I'm not sure how old you guys are, but I'm what I would consider a young, successful person. I had this goal in mind when I was a kid that like whatever I did, I wanted to wear a suit. And I worked in tech. I worked in the Silicon Valley, and I made an exit, started my own company. I've been very fortunate, very blessed. I have, all the things that a successful person wants. I got a new Expedition Platinum. I've got $1 million home. I've got a vineyard. I've got, a nice Jeep Wrangler with a lift kit and 37s and all the shit that, I could possibly want. I've got my own, ridiculously nice office. I've got all this stuff. And for some reason, And I think, the reason I'm saying all this is because I want anyone listening that doesn't have these things to also know that you do need to have that inner peace, because I'm actually struggling with it myself right now, where I kind of feel like a snake eating its tail, where like I obviously haven't reached the pinnacle. There's still, a lot that I have to do, and I want to make more money, and I'm not, I'm still driven, but I, just wanted to point out that it's not about the shit, like you guys were just saying. It's not about the things, and those aren't gonna, even when you get those things, like you get that immediate sense of, gratification, and then it disappears, and learning to live with, I'm not even sure how to phrase what I'm thinking, but like learning to cope with it not always being about the stuff, right? You get the stuff, and then that's not necessarily what's going to make you happy. So even myself right now, I started doing therapy, and I'm trying to like find ways to, express gratitude and, be a better person, like, work on myself, as opposed to like, finding things that I derive meaning from, and the other thing, one last thing I want to point out too, is that like success is relative. I recently made a friend that's way more successful than me, because like I've always been like the successful one in my group, and like my closest friends. And I actually just met another acquaintance that I thought I was successful, and looking at this guy, he's, my age, and he's, worth 10x what I'm worth, and got the brand new Teslas and the house in the hills, and all of that shit. And he's so humble. It's put things in perspective for me. But anyways, I yield my time.
Thanks for coming in with that, Ryan. We appreciate that, man. What does success mean to you? We're in the mindset room, so we want to hear from everyone. Ping the room up, share the room up. Let's keep going in. Let's keep diving in. What does success mean to you guys? Let's go. XP mentorship.
Thank you for sharing that, Ryan. That was powerful. I'm not going to hold the time, but that was powerful, and thank you for being transparent to share that. I had a question for you, but I'll back channel you, and we'll let other people talk. But that
Sure,
took a lot to share that. That was powerful. Thank you so much for that.
no problem.
But Cynthia, you probably finna ask him something that I was finna say. But go ahead, Ryan. I don't want to cut you
Oh
off.
no, I was just saying, yeah, back channel me. I'm open. I'm an open book.
I think you should ask the question.
My question to you is, if you took all of that away and you had to start all over, what would be the first thing that you would do? Are you able to appreciate what you see or who you see in the mirror minus all of those things? Because like I said, I haven't had it at the level that you have, but I've had things and I thought it meant something and it was empty. It's like it was an empty feeling inside. So and then when I lost all those things, I had to sit there with myself, all of me, and accept where I was. What would be the first thing that you do? And to me, with friends, I used to look at people what everybody else had, but I learned to look in front of me, kind of something we were saying in the beginning, to be in your lane, because when we compare ourselves to other people, that's your cap. You can't go any further. So, but again, my initial question is, what would you do if you lost everything?
That's
I,
a
I,
good question, and
I'm
it's actually something that I've been thinking a lot about recently. I look at the homeless people. I live in California, and we have a huge homeless population. And I look at the people every time I hop on the freeway, that are living in tents along the side of the freeway, and it's gotten just absolutely out of hand. And I used to have disdain for these people, but I've actually had a mind. Well, I mean, there's okay. Let me take it back. I don't want to sound like a terrible person. We have so many. I live in a city called Lodi, and we have one of the most support services per capita of like any city in the United States. So for that to be this many people, a lot of the people that are living in these tents are, not all of them, but a lot of them are choosing that. They're choosing to not take this help that's being offered to them because of their addictions and stuff like that. And I grew resentful of that, and recently I've kind of had a mindset shift, and I'm looking at these people like, well, now I kind of, you know, I have a lot more empathy for them, and because I've never really experienced any mental health stuff before, and like recently I've kind of just done some soul searching and examining my own situation. And to answer your question, as far as what I would, the first thing I would do is I would try and get a job. I think that, getting my basic necessities secured would be, step one, and step two is to hustle, because one of the things that people don't like to, talk about is to be successful, or to to get a leg up, you have to put in that extra work, whether it's sweat equity, whether it's working two jobs, whether it's you know you're doing something else, right? So instead of just like the 9 to 5, like you have to be willing to not go home and turn on TV, or not watch the Niners Raiders game on a Sunday. You need to be putting in work and figuring out, putting the puzzle pieces together to make that next step. um, I so going back to your question, I would secure the basic necessities, and then I would probably work on whatever it is that I was targeting, right? And I've done so many different things that, right now, I do internet marketing and web development, and I've done that for a long time. But I guess also it probably depends on someone's skill set, right? Like if I was a mechanic or at something like that, I'd probably have to, slowly set a goal of one day opening up my own mechanic shop. Or if I was a painter, I'd maybe one day want my own paint booth, stuff like that. Hopefully that answers your question.
It does. And you mentioned something about you put in sweat equity. So when you're obtaining things and more things, and somebody has a 10x life and you might have an 8x life, so you put it in the sweat equity for them, or are you putting it in for
For
you?
me, well, I mean, I guess it depends, right? Like, rising tides raise all ships. So, if it's something that you have a vested interest in, if like someone else is going to succeed because of something that you did, and that's going to help you to succeed in a future endeavor, then I could absolutely support that. Because it's circumstantial, depends on the situation.
Okay. But I'll let Angelica ask her question, but I'll still back channel you though. Thank you for answering my question.
Oh, I really have a question, Cynthia. I was going to say, because I heard it share, and that was a powerful share, very transparent, because I think a lot of people don't understand the power of transparency, because I believe, Ryan, your story probably helped somebody else, because somebody can be in the same position as you, but then don't know how to articulate it the way that you did. And so I want to offer this to you, because I know you mentioned therapy, and I know you mentioned a few things, and we talked about tangible things and things in this room. A lot of rooms that we do here is mindset rooms, and it's obviously to evoke thought and to get you to sit and think and to see what your mindset is like and to see where you are. And sometimes it's just like a check-in and like a check yourself type moment. I want to offer to you this though. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 18 years. It has been a very joyous journey. Um, and some days I thought I was about to melt and fail because I didn't have what I thought defined success. However, it took me hitting sort of some rock bottom moments to realize what it is and how success looked like to me. Now, I'm not saying you're going to hit a rock bottom moment. Actually, I don't want you to. But I do want to offer this to you. Maybe, and I don't know if you've done this, and I'm not saying that you haven't or have, but maybe like sit with yourself. This is something I had to do in therapy when I was getting to know myself again, in order to change my mindset and how I view success and how I view being an entrepreneur and how I view being a mom. I had to sit with myself. Like I had to unplug. Like every day, I had to sit. I had to unplug. I had to think about my thoughts, and I started journaling down my thoughts. And a lot of people be like, that sounds so
Nope,
cliche-ish and so
not at all.
simple."
Not at all.
But
I got I got my first composition notebook. I know exactly what you're talking about.
so connect, because one thing about writing your thoughts out and then being able to go back and read them, it actually helps you register in your mind exactly where you are. I remember when I was going on my journey of healing, my journey of figuring out who I was, my journey of, because like we can see success from the lens of our family, from the lens of our friends, but we never really look at it from the lens of us. And most of the time it's because we don't know us. And so when I was going through my journey of entrepreneurship, I mean my journey of therapy and my healing journey and things like that, I realized that I never really sat with myself because I was always in the hustle and the grind of things, and I was always so busy. So I never had an opportunity to sit and get to know me. Therapy forced me to do that. Therapy was, actually wanting my peace is what forced me to do that. Because like you, Ryan, I felt like it was so chaotic, and I felt like I never was going to have peace or a peaceful night's rest, and it wasn't because it was things that was going on inside of me because I just really couldn't put my finger on certain things. I really couldn't define certain things about me. And so when I started my healing journey, when I started therapy, it forced me to take time out of my day to just sit with me. I remember listening to, and I still do it to this day, but it was really intense at that time where I would sit with like clarity music. Like I like sounds of the ocean. It takes me to another place, and I would sit with myself, and I would just write all the thoughts that would come to my mind. I even went back to the in my first journal entry, and I feel like I can find that journal somewhere in my office because I believe I still have that journal on my shelf. I remember introducing myself to myself. I said, "Hi, my name is Angelica. My favorite color is I like this, I like that." And it was crazy. What I wrote down was totally different from what I was telling people because my identity had shifted. So all I'm offering to you is to maybe take moments out your day, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, a small time out your day and completely unplug from everything and get to know you. I guarantee when you get to know you, you'll start getting a handle on your peace and what and a definition on life and what success looks like for you, and your answers will never be like I don't know or wondering. So I just want to offer that. If you say you bought your first composition notebook, let me tell you, right away, write, WRITE, write away your thoughts and your feelings and put it in that journal, because sometimes it's hard for us to articulate to other people what we feel or what we're thinking. But in that journal, you can lay it all out and you can go back and read it and it'll register. And you're like, oh, I can work on that. I can do this. And you'll find yourself coming to a like aha moment of who you are, what you like, and what are the definitions of certain things in life that you want to define. So I just want to offer that to you as I was hearing you talk.
Yeah, certainly. I appreciate that. That's that's very insightful, and that's exactly kind of the process that I'm going through right now. And that is, like you said, finding yourself. That is, something I feel like I've lost my identity. I have two young children. I like the person that I was. I had some medical stuff back in January that kind of changed. I was doing a lot of partying and stuff like that, and working, having the working winery and stuff like that. I was drinking to excess and just not taking care of myself, and it kind of came to a head. And once I kind of had to take a step back and reevaluate my life and like who I am as a person, I did feel like I kind of lost like the guy that I was, and trying to figure out now who I am, not just as a dad and a husband, but as just myself. That's been the tricky part, right? Because I feel like I currently am defined by these labels that that they do apply to me, but it's like I am more than just a dad. I am more than just a husband. I am more than just an entrepreneur. But like trying to define that, like you said, that's the challenge that I've been kind of struggling with. And I'm not sure who it was that was speaking earlier that was talking about being remembered. And that's been one thing. I had a death in the family also back in December, and I've never seen so many people show up for a funeral. There had to be 800 people there, and you would have thought it was Princess Diana's funeral or something. It was just an outpour of support and love, and that's what I think really got me thinking about all of this. Is like that if I die, like who's going to show up? Not just like my friends and stuff, but like the impact that I'm leaving, like the legacy that I'm leaving. Like, oh yeah, my dad ran ads. My dad owned a small vineyard. My dad made wine. Like it's not super impressive stuff, right? That's not the legacy that I want to leave on the world. So not just trying to find myself, but also like you mentioned, having my children and my grandchildren and people show up, right? Like who's going to miss you when you're gone? That kind of thing has really resonated with me, and that's really I think what led me to do so much soul searching.
Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for your share, your transparency on the stage. And I just want to say this. in your life, I think one of the amazing things about life that we can choose freedom. We can choose the freedom to be who we are, the freedom to be who we are created to be. We don't have to be defined by labels. You know, I'm a mom, I'm a mentor, I'm a coach. I know what those look like in my life, but I also, at my core, am Angelica. I'm silly, I'm goofy, I'm all those things. And because I am true to myself, I show up as my authentic self. That's one of the things that make me successful. That's one of the things that makes me who I am, because I went on this journey. And so as you are journeying on your way to success, and whatever that looks like for you, be able to be bold, be confident, be authentic, and just be you. I feel like that's the greatest success, when we can take off the mask, when we can not hide behind the labels, when we can just be free to be us unapologetically. Like, I don't apologize for who I am. It used to be a time that I did. And I feel like I have success now in the power of being who I am and not being afraid to be that person, because I function well. I am the best. I can create when I'm able to be myself. And so one of the things I feel that makes us successful is being able to be our authentic self, not hiding behind masks, not hiding behind our paperwork or our job or whatever it is. We're able to be us, and whoever that is and whatever that looks like to you, fully. So I know we have other people in the room that want to speak. I'm going to toss this mic up. Go ahead and speak. Speak your truth. Speak who you are. Let us know what success looks like for you in this mindset room. Nobody wants to speak? Y'all don't want to tell us what success looks like to you? We have some people in the audience. Y'all can come to the stage. We like to talk to people and bring them up on stage. But if you're on stage, come on, let us know what success looks like to you.
Hey Angela, this is G. This is Jiba.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Uh, just leaving work, kind of mentioned about earlier with regards to knowing yourself and just taking a pause to focus and ask yourself, who am I? What do I want my story to look like? It's very important, and this is something that we don't often do because we're so busy with the daily grind and running after whatever, we may define as success. But it took a life-changing movement for me to finally get to that realization. As you can see, I mean, I came from two different, cultural experience. I came here as a young man, in the United States from Liberia in 1998. I mean, I came with the mind of being successful, going to school, getting my degree, getting a job, and hopefully, improving myself, and then returning back to Liberia to help and contribute towards my country, right? So when I came, I played by the play, literally the playbook, right? Working two jobs, going to school at the same time. First person in my family to go to college. Um, I was successful at doing all of that, and also at the same time helping and taking care of family back home. So I was focused on that. Went to school, got the bachelor degree, got two master degree, became a professor. Got a six-figure job, living in one of the best neighborhoods, in my state of Pennsylvania. Married, had a white picket fence, had a dog, just the playbook. But doing all of this, I don't know if I ever paused to ask myself, what am I really doing all of this? Am I doing it to please other people, or am I doing it because this is what the playbook, said things supposed to be played, or this is what's supposed to be done to be considered success? I really never asked myself. I just did it. If it was this, I needed to learn this, I'll learn it and do it. But in the process of doing that, I made some horrible mistakes, and which 7, 8 years later, came to hunt me, but came to hunt, you know, came to hunt me, right? I messed up with the IRS, and of course, 7, 8 years later, they came knocking my door. Based on the situation, I have the choice either to plead guilty or to play hardball. Obviously, you don't want to play hardball with the government, especially with the IRS. So I took a plea deal, and then did some time. But at the time, based on all the charges that they brought against me, if I was to go into trial with them, I probably wouldn't even see the outside, right? You know how they can call all the different, charges together. So that the fear of losing everything, losing my wife, my children, my family, and everything that I built, terrify me because I never ever been pulled over by police or even came across anyone who were involved with anything illegal at all. So I'm at the stage now where I'm about to lose everything. Took a deal with them. I was sentenced for 18 months. But in that process of going through all of those things, it kind of gave me a chance to pause. And so while I was in prison, in less than 6 months, my wife came to visit me and put in for divorce. So okay, you know, talk to her. She's like, no, don't want to do that. Don't want to deal with this. Even though this is nothing like it was strange, she knew all this time before we even got married. She knew all this time that this trouble was looming over me, but we just didn't know, what was going to happen because, government process take a long time and they didn't really know what's going to happen. So she like, I don't want to be part of this. I'm out. When you come out, we're going to discuss, how we, co-parents. At this point, I was only like literally trying to, save the only person that I have now to fall by on was my wife. Now she's gone. So I was left alone, had nobody, had no one to turn to. All of the people that I helped, people that came in this country that I gave them, a place to sleep and put them on their feet. Nobody was there for me. But this time around, I finally had the time to like wake up every morning and ask myself, right, doing walking or exercise. It's just like get to know myself. Who am I? What do I really want to do? What's my purpose on this earth? Is my purpose on the earth just to gather material things, a bunch of degrees and, get a job and do, enjoy good luxury and that's it? Or do I want to make an impact? So in that process, I was able to discover myself. I found really good interest in reading history, especially history about, Black folks, Black American, African, and my own country, Liberia, right? And I was privileged to so many more information that I never had when I was on the outside. With all of my degree, I learned so much more in that, a federal prison camp than I ever did, on the outside. And I decided, oh wow, I need to compile all of these information and turn it into a knowledgeable thing where people outside that don't have this, knowledge or opportunity to be able to, learn about their culture and history, particularly my country. So I wrote a book while I was in there. And I also started finding interest in other things. So before I came out in less than 16 or 17 months, I wrote about 5 books. So when I came out, I took probably maybe a year or two, I was able to publish those books. But I came out as a changed man, as a man who have found himself. I tell people, listen, I regret the situation that took me into prison, but I don't regret the experience that it gave me, the discovery that I found. I said, if I ever lose any of that, if I need to pay money to go to prison and learn those things back again, I certainly will. Not that I want to, but this just simply tell you that the journey really helped me to know who am I, to define myself, to define my purpose on this earth. And when I came back, I was able to open a nonprofit organization, helping the mentally ill in Philadelphia, as well as the homeless in Philadelphia, connecting them to government resources, connecting them to treatment. Right now, I have over 8, staff member that works under me, and this is right now is like the most fulfilling job. I have the opportunity to travel in places that I never traveled before, especially like in Africa, different part of Africa, discovering opportunity and trying to fill those gaps. I just recently returned from Liberia. I was able to see a bunch of opportunity there with my friends, American friends that I traveled with. We came back and built a nonprofit organization, helping to give books and helping to empower, the women and children over there to utilize their, ability or strength that they already have to empower themselves, to be resilient. So this is what I call success right now. The thing that I'm doing. All of the craziness I was running after, comparing, good job, fine dining and wine and living picket houses. Living in beautiful homes and community where the people that need the help are not able to get close to, to someone like me because they're like, oh, he's bougie now. He's all the way out there. No, right now is like the best time of my life. I go places, no one even know who am I. When I tell them my story, they don't even believe it. Man, you ain't going to no prison. Look at you. So that's success for me because I tell people, to close, to land my point, right? I tell people at the end of the day, I don't, when you die, it's not going to be the Brinks trucks that tow your money to the bank behind you. It's going to be people, right? It's going to be families and friends, people whom life that you have touched are going to be the people who are going to escort you to that graveyard. And that's what I want to look at. And that's for me, it's success. Because at the end of the day, who's going to tell your story? The people life that you changed. The people who, whatever you did to them positively, are the people who are going to keep your memory alive. And that's success for me. So, yeah, just wanted to share that.
That was
Very wonderful shit. Was that you, Cynthia?
Yeah, I just want to say this, and I'm gonna be quiet. It that just remind me of the journey of, and that was so powerful. And thank you for being transparent. It just reminded me a little bit of my journey where we start out doing what we think is best. And I said, for speak for me, what I thought was best for my life, and doing different things and going down different paths. But that's not what God had for me to do ultimately. And I had to surrender what I wanted to do for Him, and I accepted what He wanted me to do. And again, it's something Angelica was saying about it, enjoying the journey of life. And it's amazing the crooks and turns and flips and rolls that we have to do to get to where we are, to really appreciate the air and the space and then when you do get there, you do protect your energy because you had to fight to get there. And congratulations for coming back up. And it doesn't matter how we start out. I tell it to myself because I've fallen quite a few times myself. But what matters is how many times you get back up. And I think that's powerful on the road to success. But once I surrendered, things were a little bit easier, and I was able to discover a lot more things that was standing there, but my eyes just weren't open to see, what was in front of me. Sometimes we have to double back. Sometimes we have to triple back. But what matters is that we get on the right track. And once we're there, we find happiness and love and being able to accept who we are and what we had to go through to get there. So that was powerful. And that just reminded me that I'm not as far off as I think I am, because sometimes I'm my worst critic and I'm very hard on myself. So again, that was super powerful. And thank you so much for being transparent. And I'm done speaking.
And that was great, Cynthia. That was a great share. I love what you said. It was two things in there that I heard. Two words you said was fulfilling and pause. On the journey to on the journey to success, you're gonna have a moment where you pause. And if the moment doesn't happen, take the opportunity to pause, because sometimes we can get so far away from ourselves with the hustle and bustle of life, because life do be lifing, right? you sometimes get far away from who you are. And if you're not checking yourself every now and then, or checking in with yourself every now and then, you can succumb to certain things, and then you can feel unfulfilled. I love the word unfulfilled. Let me tell you, when he said that white picket fence, when I was younger, I was like, oh yeah, by 30, I'm going to be married, have 2 kids, and a white picket fence with this big house, and I'm going to be in my residency because I want to be a pediatric doctor, y'all. That's what I thought success looked like, being a doctor, because I wanted to help people. But oh, how life happened, and I had 2 kids by the time I was 19, and I had to declare my major. And so success took a turn for me of what it would look like. And so on your journey to success, take the opportunity to pause. Take the opportunity to unplug. We talk about mindset a lot in this room because your thoughts become a thing. But if you're not connected with yourself, then you can't connect with your thoughts for your thoughts to become a thing. And then how do you know if you're being fulfilled if you're not being true to yourself, or if you don't know yourself? I've seen friends of mine go to college, get in debt, and do one career because their family told them to do it, or because they thought that's what to do, or society told them to do it. And then like 7 years working to that career, like, you know what? I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I can do what I want. I'm doing the same things over and over. And some of them stay in the job that they may be miserable in, and some of them take the reins and say, you know what? I'm not gonna do this no more. This is not success to me because I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm doing what I need to do. But in order to avoid being in that place, check in with you, get to know you, define who you are and what you like. Pause for a moment, unplug. Again, going on this journey is going to cause you to think about the different things that are happening. You're going to get gratitude, right? You're going to see life in a different vein when you pause and check in with yourself. So just want to offer that. That was a beautiful share. I'm going to throw this mic up. Who on the stage wants to add to this share? What does success look like to you? Come explain. This is a mindset power
Man,
room. Come on.
is it okay if I come in here with my sister and my sister?
Sure. We'll never deny you.
Man, you know what? I'm so proud to hear your voice and just, and the shares going in this room. Thank you, Cynthia. Man, I tell you what a powerful share, Gemma, to be able to talk about the power of decision, change, and to be able to dictate the outcome of your life. So many times we get caught up in the present time of our life instead of the outcome. What is it going to be able to be shaped by? Are you today completely a representative of your past? I say yes and no. Yes, because you've laid a trail and has helped you get to your decisions, but no, in the fact that you can redefine how the rest of your life goes. I can remember when I was 16 years of age, 55 years old now. I can remember when I was 16, I was living in Kentucky. My parents had got divorced. My dad moved to Florida. I was like really torn by them being divorced. So I was with my mom from 9 till right when I first turned 16. And I can remember one day sitting outside my grandparents' house. And I said, you know what? I just want to change my life. I want to change the direction of my life. I want to do something different. And I decided to move to Florida and with my dad. That decision was one of the greatest decisions I made because that gave me so many more doors of opportunity to let me to becoming a professional athlete, where I don't think that opportunity would have been as exposed in Kentucky. So this is my point, and I want to really drill this in. I want everybody to really contemplate what I'm going to say here on this awesome subject that Stack has set up. What does success mean to you? If success doesn't have a foundation of what I'm about to say, then more than likely you will never be able to say you're truly successful. Success at its foundation, you must have achieved happiness. If you have not achieved happiness, you are not successful. And I would challenge anybody to debate me with that. How can you be successful and not be happy? How can you have all the money in the world and not be happy? How can you have all the greatest relationships in the world and not be happy? How can you have all the material things in the world and not be happy? You see, unless you're happy, the rest of it never matters. That has to be the foundation of your entire life. And so I dictate, believe it or not, I dictate my entire life on being happy. The law of attraction does not work unless you are happy. Manifestation does not work unless you are happy because it's connected to how you feel. How you feel is going to vibrate an energy out into the thinking stuff from which all things are made. That thinking stuff is the what? It's the air. The thinking stuff is the air that you cannot escape. If you escape air, you are dead. So what we have to give credence to is the fact that the thinking stuff, the air is the oxygen. What's in that air besides oxygen? It's energy of creativity, of procreation. See, once we realize that the way we think creates a vibration, and so it is that the words that go out of my mouth and even from my mind, it will return to me, not being void. But it's going to accomplish the thing from which I sent it. Now, here's what happens as humans it's going to accomplish what we think, good or bad. So, my foundation for everybody in the room today, my thing, if I wish the most success on you, I want you to be happy. I want you to push all your chips in on happy, all of them. And that means you're going to have to do some reevaluation for most people. I've been teaching this going on 28 years, what I'm saying to you right now. It took me multiple of those years to come to the conclusion to where I'm sold out on being happy. I'm not arguing with nobody. See, I can't, see, I'm with my wife. She's my soulmate because of the fact that we have a complete understanding that it is mandatory for both of us to be happy. That means we can't be arguing. You can't be arguing and be happy. Right now, some of y'all are in relationships with people right now, and you argue all the goddamn time. Well, guess what? That's messing up with your peace. That's disturbing your life. You can't be happy. You can't have success. I want to challenge you on pushing all your chips in and say, I'm going to be happy. That means this job that I complain about, I'm done complaining about. I'm going to either quit or I'm going to be appreciative and then fill up my space at that job with so much appreciation and so much productivity that life gives me a promotion to something better. See, that's a big thing. You see, the way you look at these things is going to determine all your outcomes. It's going to determine your actions. It's going to determine everything. The way you look at it, the way you view that thing. You've heard of the glass half empty, half full. It's how you look at it. What I want you to do, instead of looking at the glass, I want you to think of the glass's capacity. How much capacity can you pour in the glass? That's most of the problems that we have in life as human beings, that we decide to limit our capacity. You see, if I take the glass and put a bucket beside of it, I just increased its capacity. Because I decided to believe more, I got more capacity. If I take a barrel and stick next to the bucket, I got more capacity. And so I can do more, I can be more, I can live more. Oh, but what if I stick a silo next to the barrel? It dwarfs it, and I just increase my capacity. What if I stick a pool and an ocean? Let's just say I stick an ocean next to a silo. I just increase my capacity. Go all in on happiness and watch what happens to your capacity. All the things that you want are waiting on you to sell out for happiness. Period. That's true success. You're going to dictate this. Some of y'all going to have nothing today and have everything you want in a matter of a handful of years because you go all in on happiness. No matter what you got to be happy. It ain't just about being content, it's about being happy. You see that? Because there's a lot of people, they decided to settle for being content, but they ain't happy. Guess what they're doing? They're murmuring, mumbling. I'm being content. They act like it's a sacrifice. No. What it is you have not sold out on you. So what does success mean? To me, it means I got to be happy. I got to experience life. I got to be able to look at some beautiful fruit and smell it and go, man, I appreciate that. I got to be able to look at a flower and go, look at that flower. I got to be able to watch my son when I hear a little giggle in the background and go, man, I love that little giggle in the background. I gotta love it when my wife comes next to me and just puts her hand on my shoulder. How you doing? Man, I gotta love that. I gotta look for every angle possible to be happy. And when I do that, I start attracting all the miracles that I want. The happier you are, you're going to find out the more miracles you get. That to me is true success. So hopefully that message touched somebody because I've been doing that for years. I've been happy for years. Nobody can steal my joy. Ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You wanna know why? Because I protect my happiness. And if you disturb my happiness, I will eliminate myself out of your life. I don't care if it's mama, daddy, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends. It's not worth you being in my life if it costs me my happiness. And I wouldn't even be good to you with me being unhappy. So I'm gonna do us both a favor. I'm out. So with that, I throw this mic up in the air. See who's gonna roll with this next. Open stage. Who's coming?
Wow. I'll just say wow. That
That was
was
fire.
yes. And that did something for me, Jay. So thank you for that powerful, powerful share right there. So thank you so much. I could really feel a shift when you were talking. Just bring things back to perspective with the situation I'm in right now. So thank you so much for that.
Jaded Silk, you better speak. Oh my God. It's been
Come
so
on,
long
Sil.
since I've been in here. It's like it was yesterday hearing your voice, man. That was pure fire because I agree with you. Absolutely. Listen, if you're not happy, like he said, how can you say I'm successful when in your own four walls, within in your own space, you can't even smile at your achievements. You can't even smile because of your family doing well. You can't even smile because why? You within your inner self, you're not happy. And you're not even trying to find the root cause because you're so busy pouring into everybody else. You're so busy lifting everybody else. You forgot. You forgot about your own weight to lift off that weight off of your back so that you can rise above and smile and grin just because. Just because you stepped outside and felt the wind cross your skin. Just because you stepped outside and the sun, the warmth of the sun is shining on your skin. See, sometimes you got to find a reason to be happy. And there's so many reasons out there, you forget about them all. And that's why your success is so declining. Listen, I don't negotiate my happiness. Through all my ups and downs, when I go to sleep at night, I'm happy. I'm happy because I don't care who you are. You can be having a bad day and you direct all that energy toward me. But guess what? I am responsible for me and only me. You can't take from me what you never gave me. So you have to, everybody come on, I want somebody to make me happy. No, baby. You want somebody that you can share your happiness with, that will accept you and be able to support you and willing to step right there through your success. See, a lot of people don't want you to be successful, but they'll smile in your face. A lot of people don't want you to be successful, but they'll stand right by you. But when you get ready to fall, they'll step away and you hit the ground so hard, baby, you forget that you even have family and friends. See, sometimes during your success, you have ghost moments. And you wonder, where are those people? The people that you felt like should have been there the most. The people that you feel like you needed there the most. I say this all the time. Stop letting other people's success define your success compared to theirs. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna ever happen. Listen, a lot of you don't know. I lost my eyesight to domestic violence. I thought I had lost everything. But when you realize everything ain't everything, and so see some of that's gonna blow over some of y'all heads. When you realize everything is not everything, and you're forced to sit in your space and realize that you haven't lost anything, that you're responsible for what you have in your mind and your heart and your spirit, baby, happiness. Happiness will follow you for a lifetime. As long as you can identify what it is, what means to you. Like Jay said, what is your foundation? What is your basis? Once you figure that out, I promise you, success, baby. That's success to me. My happiness, non-negotiable. That's happiness to me. More being able to just the simple things, me being able to mow my lawn, me being able to cook a meal, Me being able to go shopping, those are success. What is successful to you? Because you have millions of dollars in your bank account. Don't you know there's a billionaire sitting somewhere with his head resting in his hands crying because he's not happy and he knows he's not successful. Because without it, how can you be? That's just my take. Love you guys. It's Silk. I'm out of here.
Come
Woo!
on.
I love that share, so thank you so much for this. And in my first share, I was talking about the growth mindset and how does it lead to success? Because I don't think that we can maintain success without growth mindset. Because at the end of the day, success something you would love to maintain. Success is achieving something and maintain that achievement and maintain the growth out of this, starting of this from this level, from starting from this point and going up. Not because if we are successful at a point in time, that doesn't really mean that you are always successful. So you made me think about this again. People with mindset believe in success through a lot of things, starting from self improvement, the hard work, the that sometimes people call it shadow work or personal development. So it's always amazing to be surrounded with those who are working on themselves all the time, those who believe that they are ongoing process, because we can improve success in business by defining the factors that lead to success. Um, is it business environment? Is it strategies? Is it processes? Is it systems? Sometimes we do need systems. We can have the growth mindset. We can have it all. We can have all the knowledge, but we don't have the teams. We don't have the systems. And if you don't have both of them, because this is part of the process, you are losing part of this success. Whatever the success, the process is, because maybe in business, maybe in your personal life. So with growth mindset, because at the end of the day, for me, growth mindset is the belief that my or your talent and abilities can develop or can be developed through your effort, through systems, through mentors, through work, whatever it is. But people with growth mindset believe in success as ongoing process. So thank you so much for mentioning this, Silk, and thank you, Jay, for the amazing share as ever. Because um, success without happiness, success in itself doesn't lead to happiness. So if you're not happy, there's a missing piece, right? There's always be missing piece. So you gotta start getting this piece no matter what. This is that growth mindset and success mindset, as you told us. Thank you so much, Jay. Back to you.
Even that was fantastic. I'm going to say one other thing that my grandmother taught me, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Um, she taught me all the time that success comes from fulfilling God's calling on your life. It doesn't come from man. It doesn't come from rejection. It doesn't come from looking at your bank account. It doesn't, when I look at the grace of God upon my life and I look at the closed doors compared to the open doors. You know, I woke up a couple months ago, and God told me to go into full-time ministry, that my business was growing, but my business coach was going to take over. And I had absolutely no fear. I had no worry. I had no anxiety. I even slept better, because when you are walking in the promises that God has called you to, you don't have to worry. You don't have to. You become a better husband. My wife can tell you, turn that down, please. Yeah, I'm a better husband. I'm a better friend. You know, and when you go into full-time ministry, you have to raise funds. And my good friend Tim Story called me and said, "Hey, I'm starting a mentorship program with men, and these guys love to give." And I was like, "Oh, perfect." So when you focus on the things that are important to your calling, not to your spouse or to anybody else, but to your calling, you do exactly what Jay said. You eliminate distractions, you eliminate drama. You don't need those type of things to fulfill you with peace and joy. You only need the Spirit of God to encourage you, but you need to be like right now. I'm looking at a rainbow that's going right over in front of me in the car, like literally one of the most beautiful things you could see. So exactly what Eamon said, what Silk said, what Jay said, is an extension of what your calling is upon your life. And so you have to lean into that. You have to step into that. You can't fear, you can't doubt, you can't worry. You have to allow yourself to see what's best for you every single day. Tomorrow's going to be better than today. Next week's going to be better than that. And I think Silk, you said it great. You know, I go to bed and I sleep great. I go to bed and I don't worry about what tomorrow brings, because I'm full of the joy. I'm full of encouragement. I'm full of really the calling upon your life. You took what the world looked at as a disaster and turned it into a message, and you turned it into a way that you can speak into the lives of other people, which you just spoke in to me and my wife. So Silk, I love you. Thank you. Jay, I'll turn it back to you, bro.
Appreciate that share, man. This is it's a hot topic. I'm so glad Stan picked this up today, man. That we can stop and think about this. And I know, like Michael, like this is so intentional. Like when you got a subject like this, you got to go look in the mirror and go, "Am I happy? You know, am I successful? Starting with my happiness. Like, what am I settling for?" We did a room the other day talking about what are you settling for? Like, you gonna let this life fly on past and you just not gonna go for it? Nah, I don't think that's you. I believe everybody in this room, you're here for a reason. You're here to pick up some energy. You're here to pick up some ideas. You're here to pick up some inspiration. You're here to put in some stuff, make some deposits with some input, like everybody's been doing. And then guess what? Iron sharpens iron. We all get better. Like me even talking about this is a checkup. I go like right now as I'm talking to y'all and I'm listening to y'all, I'm going inventory on myself. Hey, any areas I need to shore up? Any things I need to get stronger on? Am I maximizing my moments or am I wasting my time? I'm either maximizing my moments or I'm wasting my time. Pick them. You got to pick something that you're going to roll with. And I mean, I want to challenge y'all like another level right now. Shift the gears and listen to your inner being. It's telling you. If you don't feel right, that's telling you. That's a nudge from your subconscious mind. It's trying everything in its power to present itself and I present to you an opportunity to change. But it's not going to make a decision for you, or else that would take away your choice, which is the ultimate form of love, is choice. So are you going in or are you going to stay out? I'm going all in. Who else is coming in on this? Mike's in the air.
I'm all in.
Let's go.
Listen, I'm all into. I was inviting David up at the same moment that you asked that. So I had a little glitch in the matrix. Wanted to be sure we got, and I see that we've got Gaba or Jaba. Don't know how we'll pronounce it, but I see that red ticket, which means we'll be inviting you into the conversation too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I saw you coming on off mic. And I am grateful to be arriving. I was listening in and then in an appointment and unable to be fully present and then back to listening. And now I get to be in here pouring in with this incredible XP family. You guys, what does success mean to you? And thinking about what is it right now? We are launching in tomorrow afternoon. And so I've already started reading, but we are on chapter 1 of The Mountain Is You, centered on self-sabotage. And oh my gosh, Jay, I love that you said you were sitting in here and you're evaluating, you are applying these filters to you, because that the most important thing is to check back in and see what lights us up, to revisit. Michael, I've known you for years. You weren't in full on ministry. It doesn't mean that you weren't loving God and spreading the word, but that's the evolution of tapping back in. What lights me up in this time of my life? And again, it doesn't mean it's a complete pivot, but it's allowed to be. We give ourselves permission to be dynamic so often, and we hear it all the time, like, I've worked my whole life to, and then we arrive and we're unhappy still. And so for me, like, am I leaning into what ignites me and invigorates me? 100%. And the reality is, if I pay attention to the tasks on my list that I'm most drawn to, it without a doubt uncaps what I'm passionate about. And I don't only mean that I'm picking the easy things. I pick the things I love to do, the things that light me up, the things that invigorate me or bring forth my creativity, and whatever that may be for you. And so often I think that, we wonder what our calling is. We wonder what our path is. And I think we're always looking for the larger purpose. And I like to zoom in a bit and know that if I am leaning into what lights my fire in the moment, I'm always leading into and leading my purpose. I'm always living my purpose, because my purpose here is to be a love and light leader. And I'm going to do that in so many dynamic ways that it isn't going to be confined by one particular industry or title or business. It will be what I'm pouring forward intention and attention to regularly. That's where I'm going to find that, success is found, and my mindset around the success can support me. So I'm excited for this conversation, being able to jump in now and in a place to tap in. And so I'm excited to hear. I know that Gaba was coming off too. So I want to hand it on over to you, friend. I see Leah and Sakau, Meg and Mai and Kachuro and Tox. And I don't know what happened to our friend that I was bringing up, but you guys, if you're in the listening lounge, come on up and join us too. And with that, Kaba, if I'm saying your name at all correctly, please pronounce it appropriately. I'm a Lindsaya, so I get it. I am tossing this mic to you. Gaba, Gaba, Jaba, Jiba. One of them.
You got it right. It's Jiva.
All right, Jiba. Well, let us know.
Oh,
You've got this mic. Pour in. What was having you come off mic? We're excited to hear from you, friend.
I mean, I just pretty much, excited about this room and everything else that, you guys been speaking about. Jay, your narrative was great. I mean, the goal is happiness. It's funny that every time I travel, because for me, I decided that most of my travel would be in, going different part of Africa, because I never, even though I grew up in Africa, but never had the opportunity to travel outside of my own country, Liberia. So when I came to the state and had the opportunity to do that, I came across and met so many people from different part of Africa and know little about these people. So I have make it like a duty bound. Every vacation I have, I go to different part of Africa, and I go and see people with little or nothing. Just recently, we just came back from Africa. As I mentioned earlier, uh, they don't have the thing that we have here, right? They don't wake up and in these luxury mansions, homes that we have, but yet they are some of the most happiest people. Like, it's crazy to me. So all my friends that I talk with me, all American, they're like, man, these people have little, but They're so happy and they share among themselves with whatever little that they have, And meanwhile, like another thing that happened to us was the internet service was really bad. Even though we bought, services from T-Mobile to be able to use it, but I mean, it was bad. It was bad, bad, bad. But we learned to appreciate the little glitches and stuff that we have with our internet system here. It make me to appreciate, the little thing that we sit here and crying about or wonder, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. But just looking at those people's life, how happy they are, make me to really appreciate so much more that we have. And I really agree, with Jay, with regards to happiness first, and then I think success come later you know. But if you're not happy, I mean, what success really means to you? Money is not. It's not all to it. We see so many millionaires that commit suicide. Some people wonder, oh my God, this man got all the money. Why did he or she, committed suicide? Because you're not happy. So I think happiness comes from so many different places, and I think just being able to make others happy around you, right? Touching the life of others really help to cement your happiness, help to grow your happiness. And that's the path that I have seen myself, heading towards. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, when you are done out of it's of you gonna be mind of those people's life that you change. So yeah, just wanted to share that.
It's a power
Peace, dude.
share. Who is that coming in?
Go ahead, brother Jay. This is Say Cool.
No, Seiko, come on, man. Tell us the good stuff. What do you mean? You see the title, you see the fire. We know you got something in you. Give it to us.
Yes, it is fire as always. I'm at work right now, but I had to jump in on this because I just had a conversation with my son the other day about success. Um, I am big on words, as I said in the last time. Words are creative commands, and we must be conscious of what we put out into the universe because the universe will respond. And so my son and I was talking about success, and after he looked it up, um, I told him, if you notice the etymological meaning of this word success, it actually means to go under. And later on, the word evolved into having to deal with setting goals and accomplishing them, which they still go hand in hand. Because in order for us to set goals and to accomplish them, there are tools that we need. There is a mindset that we must develop, and there are primary, secondary, and tertiary things that we must know. The primary thing that we must know is self. We must have self-awareness. There are things that we need that is in self-awareness that will allow us to be successful in any area. I heard the brother speaking on happiness earlier. Happiness starts with you. If you don't know you or have any control over you, then it is hard for you to be happy. It's hard for you to attain that state of being happy. If you have no self-awareness, you have no emotional intelligence. And if you have no emotional intelligence, then you are in a red zone when it comes to making decisions. So it is highly important that we have self-awareness. There are things that we need in order to become successful, like discipline. We cannot have any discipline without having self-awareness, without being principled people. And we can't do that alone. It comes from surrounding ourselves with other brilliant, beautiful minds and also doing the work. It also comes from paying attention. Paying attention. I don't just come on this stage or in spaces where people are thriving or an attempt to thrive and just to listen. I also pay attention. And what I mean by that is the energy that comes from people is big with me. The things that people say are big with me. And it is more beautiful when the things that we say and the things that we do, they are in alignment and we are producing that which we are attempting to produce. So success to me, it means so much more than just setting goals. We cannot do those things if we do not dig deep. You have to dig deep. When you go into the doctor go in and they ask you, when you come in, how are you doing today? I'm doing fine. So what brings you here? Well, I have this cough. And he or she might say, well, okay, are you coughing up any phlegm? And they will say, yes, I am. What color is the phlegm? Is it yellow? Is it green? Or is it clear? He or she is asking you, they're going to the root of your condition so they can properly diagnose you. So when we reach roadblocks in business or in our personal life, we have to be able to go deep to the root and find what is the cause so we can properly diagnose ourselves and be successful with that which we're facing. I appreciate this space. I love you all. I land my plane.
Fire share. We got this shit rocking up in here. Stack got a title on it. Woo! What y'all gonna do with this? Anybody else got some
Please,
fire for us? Let's go.
I have some,
yeah,
and
go
I have
ahead,
to
girl.
Come
go.
on, you got it. Go ahead, sis. Take it, Layla.
First of all, Gaba, is that how you say your name? Gaba? Everything he says, I ditto. And it's really the truth. Because so many people spend their life pointing their fingers at other people, telling them what they did wrong. But self awareness is the key. And I happen to know this because I came from serious childhood trauma. I was given away at birth, beaten, burned, disassociated adolescent behavior, mental health, all of it. But I grew up in a Southern Baptist church, and it happens that my biological grandfather was a trailblazing Baptist preacher, and I have his blood in me. And I grew up in Martin Luther King's county, and my daddy used to take me to the train to hear Martin Luther King speak when people got off the train. And what I learned from Martin Luther King is no matter what you've been given in life, no matter who did what to you, no matter what you have or haven't had, that we are here to do God's work. And that means love one another. Don't waste your time judging one another. That's not our job. Our job is to love them. You don't even have to like them, but you can still love them and wish them well. So, another thing, I think you hit on this too. I truly believe that we create our world with our thoughts, feelings, and actions and spoken words. So think about that. Think about what you're doing in life to make you better. And I happen to, I just had my 73rd birthday. And what I tell you, what I think success is, that this 73-year-old woman giggles because it took me a long time to hear myself giggle. And when you can take your wounds and find giggles in them, you're winning. So don't give up. Don't be a whiner. Don't say, poor me. Say, I can do it and you can, because, the light of God never fails, and never forget that. And that's all I have to say. I could go on and on and on, but I'm one happy old lady.
Oh, I love it. I really loved your share. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Meg. You're flashing your mic, girl. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, honey. Loud
We
and clear.
got
We
you.
got you.
Okay, okay. I'm actually from Nigeria, and I'm here in Nigeria. It's 11:29 p.m. Okay, so I just want to chip in for what she said. I would find it very difficult to pronounce your name, so I'd rather not say it, so I don't spoil your name. I sincerely do appreciate this room. This room is awesome, peaceful, and I'm feeling the energy from this room. It's very inspiring and motivating. But moving on without long story, I would say living in your truth goes a long way. Being yourself, loving you and understanding you. We need to normalize that. That is also success. But a lot of people do not know. We need to normalize loving ourselves. We need to normalize being happy for ourselves. We need to normalize appreciating ourselves. So when we change the narrative, we will see that we are successful. It's not until you have material things or you have wealth around you before you say you're successful. Good health goes a very long way. Peace of mind goes a very long way. A lot of people spending so much on their health, but you can look at yourself and see through you. Nothing of such is going on. You're not spending money on such. That means a lot. So I keep telling people, be happy for you every day, every single day. Appreciate you, love you always. Always love you. The little that comes your way, appreciate it. In that way, you see that you worry less, and you would live long. Really, mostly when you are happy, you would live long. So, success to me is just living in your truth and always be truthful at all time and appreciating your existence. It goes a very long way. Thank you so much. I love this space. Thank you. God
Thank you
bless you
so
all.
much, Mark.
Yeah.
That was amazing. This is amazing share. Because yes, sister, success is not limited for achieving a specific outcome or goal or mission. Success is um, reaching some sort of level and going up or maintaining this, basically starting from loving yourself to be able to obtain and achieve happiness, because you will never feel like you are successful without believing in yourself and feeling really happy. Achievements brings with it all along the way happiness and the sense of achievement. It brings the realization for success. So thank you, sister, for being here and for showing up for yourself. And I'm seeing beautiful, beautiful souls here. We got Tina Lori. Welcome, dear, to the stage. I know you got a lot of wisdom, so we are welcoming you to the XP Mentor. It's a pleasure to have you here. So if you have something to say, you are all welcome.
I would just like to share that I really love the room. It's really warm and inviting and a source of inspiration. And for me, success really means not so much what you've attained, like in the size of your house and the car that you drive. To me, success is what you've had to overcome to get to where you are in life. Whatever that life sent you that was supposed to take you out and destroy your soul, or whatever that was supposed to take you out, um, that it didn't, because you persevered and you fought. Um, and some people might not be in the same place. I mean, this pandemic, 500,000 businesses were in the African American community were closed permanently. People had worked for decades, lost everything, and people were laid off from jobs that they had been at for years that they thought they would retire from. I mean, it really hit everybody unexpectedly, the shutdown that lasted as long as it did, all the layoffs that ensued and everything. I mean, people really went through a lot, all the foreclosures, all of the just everything that everyone endured. If you got through that, you might not be where you were before, but thank God you're not where you used to be. And so with that, I yield. But I just want to say, just be proud of who you are and be proud of the fact that whatever you've had to overcome, For some people, it might not be any of that. It might be your job was spared during the pandemic. It might be a divorce. It might be a breakup. It might be a health diagnosis. It might be anything like Meg was speaking of. You may just have really good health, like the other gentleman was speaking of. But I definitely believe that um, it's what you've overcome, it's what you have persevered and got through is the true meaning of success. And with that, I yield.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for for your thoughts, because it's amazing how we keep surrounding ourselves with this energy, and it keeps growing. And we have to basically, if you are intentionally here, you meant to hear something, and I believe that all of us are intentionally here. If you're somewhere, you're meant to listen, and if you are intentional, you got to reflect this. You got to test yourself and ask yourself questions, because self-assessment is self-awareness, have not from critical point of view, but from assessment, from like improving and developing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For everyone in the listening lounge, guys, your energy means a lot to all of us. So if you have something to share, and even if you cannot come on the stage, but coming on the stage, of course, better, you still can share with us in the chat. So the room chat is open for all of you. So I wanted to listen
I
to
also
you.
wanted to share just one other thing, which might give some hope and encouragement. Um, I don't look like what I've been through. I went through a really bad separation after the failure of my marriage, and still going through that. We've been separated for about a year now, and I fought back, fought through homelessness. I was homeless several times. I lost my car from vandalism, and it's just crazy. The place that I was living at, because I couldn't, it was just so much stuff that I went through, but I was homeless several times over the last several months. And God took me all the way from that to earning 150,000 a year. And I just want to say to anyone that's going through something, I don't know what you're going through, but I fought through homelessness, and that photo that's my profile picture, was taken after I landed my job making 150,000 a year. That smile on my face used to be tears, and the person that you see smiling, I've had to ask for money from complete strangers just to be able to eat. And to go from that to making what I'm making now is just nothing short of a miracle and a blessing. And I just want to be an encouragement to everyone. I mean, I used to sleep in my car, and I've gone from that to earning the salary that I'm making now as a sales manager. And so God has been nothing but good. And if He can bring me through that, then He can bring you through whatever you're going through now. And I yield.
God bless you, sis. Thank you.
Amen.
Can I speak now?
Of course, April, you're welcome, dear.
Thank you. I just heard the encouragement and I came on stage to encourage as well. In 2019, I was cut out of a car from an accident. And first off, I only walked away with a broken hip, a bunch of scrapes on my arm. But the broken hip meant that I kind of couldn't walk too well, like hardly at all. But here we are. Oh, and by the way, I had just gotten started on my business. I just started to research and look up things to see how I was going to start my dating coach business. And that was 2 months before. So 2 months later, I had this car wreck. So then here we are, 4 years later. And I am still walking sometimes with a walker, sometimes with a cane. But the big deal, since we're talking about what does success mean to you, is that I am now living on the second floor and I can walk up the stairs. That is success to me. Success is not always money in your pocket. Success is reaching a goal that you've just been dying to do. So now my next goal is to actually be able to give someone the walker and the cane and to be able to stand up straight and keep it moving. But I've also been able to get back into my business and keep it going again. So regardless to who you are, what's going on, if you can use your mind to help you to heal, to get back to where you need to be, put your mind to work. Then let your body follow. Do what you need to do to get to where you need to be. And don't listen to the naysayers or the people that are saying you're never going to walk again or you won't be able to do anything but be disabled forever. Don't listen. If you really want what you want, go get it and grab it. I'm done. Thank you.
God bless you for that share and congratulations.
Yeah,
Awesome that you're able
actually, thank
to
you.
be on the second floor again. That's progress.
I literally see you giving away your walker to someone else. That was some powerful stuff. I understand what it is to be cut out of a car. Um, and honey, baby, when I tell you that I got hit so hard it knocked my wig off, Woo! Child. And when I woke up, they thought I was a boy. Child, oh wait, you gotta laugh at
Anissa, I
yourself.
miss you. I miss you around here, girl. It's been a long time.
I know. Sometimes in success is sometimes knowing that you got to shut down to get yourself together. And when you're able to shut down, this is not a show, right? I don't put on any forms of fashion what you see is what you get. And what I saw is that I needed to fall back and get me together, and I had to deal with me. And when you learn how to deal with yourself, and when you're dealing with whatever emotional or traumatic turmoil, losses, or whatever it is, or just getting your head clear, um, uh, it's real, right? Um, and I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't think I owed anybody an apology or an explanation. I just needed to do, and I'm still doing what I need to do for me, in a lot of different ways, because things can come at you at so many when everything and everybody is pulling at you, right? And then you have this vision and you have to get clear and you have to get set and you have to look up and you have to, for me, because I know everybody's faith is different, but for me, I have to look up and I'm like, okay, God, what now? And so there was a song that we used to sing back in the day, and it says, I hear him in quietness. I hear him in stillness. That's when the Lord speaks to me most. And so I say, Lord, let me get still. Let me get quiet. And even in the middle of getting still and getting quiet, it was still so much noise because the phones were still ringing. People were calling. And I was just like, I don't have anything else to pour out. I can't pour anymore. I can't. I'm tired of right now. I got too much going on. I still have some things that I need to unpack for me, right? Because we carry this luggage. We all have luggage, right? And our luggage looks differently. Some people have small bags. People have overnight sacks where they can just talk, ready to go. And some people have, well, we know we're going to go on vacation and we're going to be gone for a minute. And so there's a big luggage and you have it for a week and it's not just one piece. It's 3 and 4 and 5 pieces, right? And then you got to pack all that stuff up. You got to put it in, and then when you wear it and you use it, some of that stuff gets dirty, and you can't put your dirty stuff and your clean stuff in the same luggage. You can't put the dirty stuff and the clean stuff without wrapping it up and putting it in this compartment, right? And then while you're out there and you're dealing with stuff, you add things to that luggage. And when you add things to that luggage, you go home with more than what you left with. And then you still got dirty stuff that you still got to unpack. And then when you finally get to your destination and when you're either going and when you're coming back, you still have to unpack, and then you got to clean up what was dirty. You got to take out what was new, and then you got to figure out what to do with all of this stuff that you have gathered. And that's what we have to do with life, right? And so success is going through your luggage sometime and saying, I don't want to deal with that right now. I need to throw that away. But then it takes a moment for you to throw it away because there's a memory that's attached to what was there or how it became a part of what you carry, right? It's a whole lot of different things that go along with it. And then you're like, okay, well, I got another trip that I have to go on now, right? So what am I going to pack away? What am I going to take with me? What do I need to get rid of? What do I need to clean up? What is it that I am ready to deal with? Can I still even wear that? That doesn't even fit me anymore. Oh, wait a minute. But that is who I am. But why I don't feel like that right now? Right? I don't want to wear, I've outgrown that. That's a little too short. That's a little too tight. That's a little too big. This fit just right, but it's really not me. I'm feeling this. I see this. Luggage, packing, unpacking, cleaning, purchasing. You got to deal with all of that stuff. And that's what I've been doing. I've been packing up. I've been unpacking. I've been washing. I've been buying. And sometimes I just let the bag sit. And I'm okay with that because I'm recognizing that you can't do it all at once. You got to compartmentalize. And every day that you get up and you say that I don't quit, honey, that is success. I'm a hush.
Tina's in the building. Good to see you, sis. Listen, make sure you back channel me. I gotta get on a Zoom with you. We gotta go. We gotta finish what we were talking about because that's important. You got that skill set. Want to welcome Charlene to the stage. Since she's Toronto's realtor. Good to see you, Charlene. Gavin been rocking. East Side's in the building. Charlene, how you feeling about this topic? I felt you came up. Something must have hit you, Charlene. What you feeling?
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Yeah, I love this topic actually. I feel like a lot of people define success by money, and it's really not it. I feel like it's more about how you feel. It's the energy that you go about your day with and how you interact with people. And all of that success, monetary success at least, comes after that once you achieve that personal peace and happiness.
That's absolutely. You know, we said earlier, Charlene, that if you're not happy, then you're not successful. Like literally, success is happiness. Happiness is success. And so if you go all in on that, which I'm always pushing people to do, you can change your whole world in a matter of days. Like literally, if you just literally go in the mirror today and says, okay, I'm only going to be happy and I'm only going to allow people to be in my life who contribute to that happiness. If they take, then we got an issue. How many of y'all heard about math? You got subtraction, you got multiplication, right? You got addition, you got division. Well, two of them you got to get out of your life. You got to get division out of your life, and you got to get subtraction out of your life, other than the people that you got to subtract. You see, you want to be adding to your life. You want to be multiplying to your life. That's all I focus on every day. Who's adding, who's multiplying? And I will use subtraction, but I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna use negativity. I'm gonna use subtraction in a positive way. Division, I ain't dealing with that at all. I don't want nothing inside of my camp that's divided. I only want people that's going to add and who's going to multiply. If y'all put that principle in your life, you're gonna be shocked about what you begin to attract. So I'm all in on this, man. Great subject. I'm gonna throw this mic up in the air. We probably got a couple shares before we close the room out. Who's coming in?
Hey, hi everybody. It's Tina Laurie.
What up, Tina?
Hey, thanks for having the space. I came in, I saw Stack, and I saw you, and of course I saw Eamon. Hi, Eamon, and I saw Inger sitting in the audience. Um, that this is always a question that has semantics about success. For me, success is an inside job. And I would much rather be a private success than a public one because oftentimes I have been a very much robust public success. You know, the house, the kids, the car, the husband, the things that show how I was able to earn money and buy or acquire or have acquisitions. But when I started doing the inside work and that quiet, still space, the outside wasn't as important, and there I found compassion and love and empathy and kindness and started practicing random acts of kindness every day. And literally, my house was on fire. My life was on fire. And those things kind of set aside the importance of the stuff. And we're witnessing it right now with what's happening in Hawaii. All the things that we can find and mask as beauty won't mean anything if you're not doing the inside work. And literally, any type of physical health or mental health break can wipe out and annihilate whatever kind of sort of worldly success, whatever it looks like. And we've seen it. We see it over and over. Just like yesterday, we're celebrating or acknowledging the second year anniversary of Michael K. Williams' opioid overdose. Someone at the top of their game doing amazing things, present, very much a success. But the inside job was not, and how to find the inside job when you don't want to do it. Because most times that isn't pretty and sexy with the accolades or the acknowledgments of those things that come with reward, and finding the reward in the quiet stillness of random acts of kindness, of being careful and generous. And we have the left hand is for the receiving and the right hand is for the sort of giving, and how we want to use the right hand more. Like give away, give it all away. Can't take it with you. Whatever knowledge you have, share it. Share the abundance. And there's enough for everyone, and there isn't any competition. And in that, you will flourish and find the success that it's whole. And I appreciate all the shares, especially talking about recovery. I literally walk on pins and needles. I've had dozens of foot surgeries since before puberty. And then the fact that I'm an athlete that can work out and do the things to take care of myself to become fit and strong after being morbidly obese and unhealthy. The fact that my children can witness my life and the things that I've done in private is now showing up for them as a public success in a way that shows their humanity. Those things show me, and the fact that I can be kind and have a moment to come into your space, Jay and Stack and Robert, to say thank you for holding it. And thank you for letting me share my energy and saying grace and peace and delight. And I will close by saying, like, if you can find joy, the joy is imminent. It is unyielding. The happiness is like the ocean, and it comes, it goes, it ebbs and it flows if you're on a shore standing there watching with your feet in the sand. But if you get in the water, that's where the joy is. And you will find when the happy things come and go, all those things, they ebb, they flow, you'll find that you'll will live in the space of joy. So I'm grateful that I was able to share a few words, and I'm inspired by everyone's amazing sort of victories. But I also am inspired by the don't give up, and inspired by a word of encouragement. And then if you're feeling like you are stuck or stymied, just see what happens in 20 minutes and then try another 20 minutes. And then you'll find that you'll have some action that will propel you to do the next thing. So I'm grateful to be here, and I appreciate that I was able to share. This is Tina Laurie, the Joy Collector.
And Lori's in the building. That's where she's at. Isn't that a beautiful spirit? I like the way y'all talking today. There's something about this subject got y'all talking really like your energy's flowing. Y'all notice that? Not a lot of stuttering going on here today. Even some of the shy people are like it's just coming out. And you just talking. You just being real. because that's what we want. We want to get to true success, which is through true happiness. Anybody else like to come in with some fire? Let's go.
Hi, this is amazing room. I have. I would like to share my success story as well.
Absolutely.
So for me, yeah, for me, fear of failure is one of the biggest obstacle for success, because whenever I try something multiple time, if I'm failed, then I will feel like, okay, I'm sad and I'm down. But what I again, my something inside my voice is to tell me that, okay, you try once more. So when I try again, I learn something, I do something better. Then even if I fail again, then what I do is, okay, I'll try again. Like that, I have a real story about that. I lost job few years ago. Then I was keep on trying for another job, but I was not getting the job. But every interview, I was doing something better. Then something inside my voice says, okay, you keep on trying it. One point of time, you will get the job because you are doing better. So that way, I got a really good job actually. That is, one of the story I would like to share with you. Thanks.
That's a good story, man. I'd like to see. That's some real talk. Y'all got me fired up in here
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you so much, SK, for that shit. Who else is coming in? Let's keep it going, y'all.
All right, I'd like to chime in. I think everyone defined what success means, and a lot of the shares, it was very relatable. And when I think about success, I'm very content. You know, I have a job that I look forward to doing every day. I have my health. I'm not in a lot of debt. I have support. I have community. I have love. I have a relationship with God. There's a lot of good. So when I think of success, I was thinking, well, what areas in my life could use improvement? What areas in my life do I feel unsuccessful in? And I was thinking more so about self development. And I love what Lori mentioned, doing the inner work. And there are so many facets that make up self development. But I think for me, I want to get into, I want to be able to cultivate more self trust. And
Ooh, I like that, sis. I like that.
and I think when I think of self-trust, I think for me, I'm a person, I like to vent. I like to get opinions from different people, and I'm gonna go there. I think I like validation. Am I going the right direction? Do you think I should be doing this? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And then I find that this is not working for me, because I find that a lot of people, they have their own belief systems, and they're not Krista. And Krista, me, I'm very unique. I kind of have an unconventional way of thinking. I have a different genetic makeup, I different upbringing, different value system. And so I think that by relying on other people to kind of, and maybe it's just past, maybe it's not intentional, to kind of drive my decisions or have some type of indirect, influence in my decision making, I think that it's taking away from me living my life authentically. And I think in the long run, it may cause resentment, because I may go back to, especially when I'm around people who like to, they like to follow societal norms and traditions and what's familiar. And I like to challenge that, and sometimes I want to make decisions that just a lot of people, they don't rock with. It doesn't make sense to them. Well, maybe it's not supposed to. You're not Krista, and this is my own unique path. And so I think that what I need to do, or what I get to do and what I want to do, is I want to cultivate more self-trust. And that there's a lot that goes into that, because I have to continue to relearn myself. I have to do some reprogramming. I have to really re-examine my values. There's a lot to go into this, but I think once I master self-trust, to be able to live privately, to be able to write down the pros and cons, to sit with how I feel and not need, these opinions to consult all the time. I think that it's going to help me to embrace my authenticity. And I think I'm going to elevate and reach another level of success.
Man, I like that. So, Bettina, I'm coming to you because I know you want to come in on that. My thing is like, so you believe you're working towards that, Krista? Is that what you're saying? Like you're working towards having more self
Absolutely.
trust?
Absolutely. And someone had mentioned earlier about journaling and sitting with myself. Journaling it's very powerful, and being very consistent with it. I journal every morning. I get to see how I think. But I think that, and I'm also, I'm doing a lot. It's a whole journey, because this is something I've done for many years. So I have to get out of that habit. It's going to take some work, but I definitely see that that's going to hinder me from reaching my full potential, tapping into my inner power. It's that's going to be an issue if I keep doing that. So that's what I want to do, is I want to cultivate more self-trust.
First of all, I wanted to just applaud you because you just had a successful moment because you're aware of what's going on. Not being able to see what's going on is a different type of situation that needs help, but you're well on your way. So, hey, let me celebrate you right now. That was very successful. I love the fact that you talked about having to be able to live privately and not worry about others' opinions. It reminded me of a story of this man and woman back in the day that women really didn't have a voice, that they couldn't speak. And it was very profitable for a woman to be able to have a child, not just a child, but a son. And this woman could not grant her husband a son. An angel visited her husband and told her husband that he was going to have a child, and he didn't believe it. And so his mouth became closed and he was not able to speak. And his wife got pregnant, and for the entire time that his wife was pregnant, he could not speak at all, lost his voice, nothing. And at that time, women didn't have a voice and wasn't able to express anything because a man had authority over her. And so a cousin of hers came to come visit her. And when the cousin came to visit her, her baby was just filled with joy. And she figured, when it was time for her to have the baby, they asked her what the baby's name would be. And everybody wanted to name the baby after her husband. And the woman spoke a word and she said that my child's name would be John. Now, her husband, who had the authority and had the voice and had the right to speak, could not speak still at that time, but they gave him some writing utensils. And what he did is he wrote the name. He wrote his name would be John. And after that, his mouth opened up. What just happened is your mouth just opened up. You got the affirmation that you needed by talking yourself through it. That's what success is. And I wanted to remind you that nobody can name your baby but you. I'm done.
I'm talking about right there. Can't nobody name your baby but you. So whatever you create, you name it, you claim it. Man, you got me fired up in here. Y'all rocking. I'm in here working in the background. Y'all got me coming off the mic a ton. I got this room popping. I'm so proud of all these beautiful shares because I think we're getting so much out of it. Don't know how much longer we'll keep this room going, but what does success mean to you? Come and explain what it means to you. The stage is open, popcorn style. We're family in here. We're flushing out some greatness. Who's coming in?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you,
go.
sis. We can hear you.
Okay, to make sure it's working because I'm like it's glitching on that. Okay, so I'll be taking the science of getting rich mastery course, and I can tell you that it's really helping me with my mindset. It changed the way I see things,
and I'm learning to self-judge myself a lot more than I ever did before. So when I learned to actually judge how I channel my energy to my client, I'm always, hearing them tell me how great I am. But when I was working on me from before that, I didn't believe me. But with this book, it helped me see things and relate to that all the universe, all this information, all the talent and the skills that I developed over time made me relate that I can trust myself more with it, with what I have, with who I am, who I want to become. And I have a goal. So that's got that to me. I have achieved my milestone, achieved my goal, achieved with my self-development of how I want to develop my abilities and expand them. That's a lot of hold on. I'm sorry my cat bothering me. Hold on. Go, not yet. Okay. She's wanting my attention. I have two cats. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, so I need to tap into me more and listen to my inner voice. So when I wake up, I have a lot of images coming out of me. And I'm like, oh, I need to listen to that. And I was trying to write things down. I use my phone for texting on the note. I write them down. I need to do it more on the book in the office, but I always do it on my phone. So I'm going to transfer them. And not only that, I also help myself more to get involved with my daughter. She wants me to spend more time with her. So the more involved I am with her, the more I see myself how I want to be the person I am. To become the person I am, not just how she sees me, but how I see myself. So I think for me, it's got that come in all forms, in all areas of your life, and how they reflect in your message. Hold on, Amy. Sorry, my cat wants my attention. Okay, so I think when you actually expand yourself and elevate yourself some more, you will see how well you cultivate the passion out there with the people you interact, and they will see that you made a lot of change with yourself and how I am actually helping them. So it's not like how I help my client. I'm gonna be like halfway. I don't mean like halfway. It's not a better word for it, but it's more like they see that I'm actually coming out more and not just be so closed off and actually communicating. I'll be talking with my friend and they see the change. My daughter sees the change. And they're like, you have been doing this for the last few weeks now. Mom, keep this going. My friend said the same thing. So I'm really happy with how I'm changing. I'm so glad that Jay gave me this book. Jay, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. I'm reading, right now I'm on chapter 7. I'm 20% in on the course. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I should have had it long before that. But you know what? It's better late than never. Actually, it's not late because what's for you is for you. It's on time. You are on your timeline and you are just going with it. And it's just happening for you. I feel it. I feel it falling into place with me for now. And it's coming together slowly, but it's moving and it's changing. I'm really happy with that. So that to me, it's got that. Thank you.
That's
Congratulations on your accomplishments. Way to go. You are still lighting it up. Um, and don't forget to play with your cats.
That's awesome, Raquel. I can certainly hear the change in you. I mean, and you've taken the direction, you've grabbed a hold of what can be able to help you to be able to grow. It's obvious that you're doing that. I can hear it in your voice. Your spirit is uplifted, and it just brings great joy to my heart. We're sending you much love, Raquel. Just keep up the great work, and you know that we're all here for you. Okay, throwing up the mic. Who's got some shares left in them today? Talking about success. What does it mean to you?
You know, Robert, I think one thing about success, and I put Diggably up there. I always like to get a plug in for Diggably because of the lives that we're changing every day. Because we're allowing people to really like, kind of like virtually buy their time back. So, like when we talk about you being happy, if you can get your time back, if you can get more organized, if you can get more systems and automations in place, I'm telling you, you're gonna be happier. If we can reduce the stress, if we can give you an unlimited supply of leads, think about that. Like if you have people, you have a product and service, and you have people that wanted that a lot, and here's how they wanted it a lot. You got to expose a gang of people. You could have the greatest product in the world, but unless you get an exposure, it's not going to matter. And unless you have a system to be able to expose, it's not going to matter. And you can only do so much with your time. So, Robert, do you mind taking maybe like 2 minutes and just kind of breaking down the power and the benefits of Diggably and how someone can really like get their time back that will lead to their happiness, which will give them the success they're looking at? You don't mind, Robert?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it ties into success totally, like you said, because it is about optimizing, it's being more effective and efficient. I mean, if time is your most valuable asset, wouldn't you like to have more? And if you want to have financial freedom so that you have more time also, don't you want to get there faster than slower? So Diggably's got 15 different automations. Very simply, it allows you to be able to get more leads because you have lead magnets leading to lead magnet page or lead capture pages. So now you've got leads coming in automatically. Even while you're sleeping, your link is out there getting you leads. Then as soon as you have that lead, you're able to use a funnel, which is an email or text drip campaign, to start to curate community, start to create that relationship with somebody you didn't even know before. So there was no, now you know at least, but now you need to create like and trust because that's who people do business with. So you do that by using, emailing them every couple of weeks. We suggest you email 8 times in the first month, but then you do it twice a month after that because nobody buys anything the first time. Maybe 8-10% might, but you need to keep going back. Well, it's hard to do if you're not automated. Like Jay just said, if you don't have control of your time, you get control of your time by automating. So we've got unlimited web pages, unlimited lead capture pages, all hosting included, unlimited contacts, unlimited everything that you can think of, including you can get a phone number if you want to use a phone number different than your own for only 77 cents a month. You can have membership sites, so you can be selling courses. You can have training in there. It can be recurring payments. You can have subscription models in there. So this allows you to be able to A, get more leads, B, create more customers, which obviously will grow your business. But it is without really a lot more effort from you other than setting it up. So you want to go to diggably.io, check it out. There are 3 different packages. The one is a 3-month package, which is just three times straight $89, $267. $89 a month, just so you know, none of our competitors even come close to touching it. The 89, they're 100 and 150 a month, and none of them have unlimited. So as an example, we were using Kartra, which is a great program because we were using it, but it was costing us $500 a month for what we're getting with Diggably for 89. 500 versus 89. If you're paying for Calendly, you can get rid of that because we have a Calendly type calendar that's completely automated within Diggably. So it's all there. So you got the 3-month package, you got a 6-month package, which gets you a little over 10% off. And then the best package is an annual package where you get 2 months free by purchasing 10. Okay. And all these are unlimited. You'll be unlimited forever, grandfathered in, and you'll also be grandfathered at this low price. Price won't stay here forever, but it will for you. If you do the 3 or 6 month, I get on a Zoom with you and help you from a strategy standpoint on how to be able to create more leads and how to be able to get more customers through your leads. If you do the annual, not only are you saving 2 months, but you're getting a $5,000 value. We will do what's called a strategic business blueprint, which is an hour-long Zoom with Jay and myself. And what that ends up doing is $5,000 value. He actually sells these 1-hour sessions for $1,500, but you get it for free with the annual. And we will put together for you right in front of your face on a Zoom with a shared screen by prompting ChatGPT, and Jay is an expert prompter. We'll put together your lead magnet, your lead capture page, your sales page and upsell page. put together a 3-month social media campaign and an annual 12-month email drip campaign and a 12-month text drip campaign that you'll have all in a Word document afterwards, so you can just copy and paste it, put it in for your very first campaign on Diggably. But then the beauty is you can use that blueprint. You want to do service number 2 or product number 2. All you do is change the context of what it is that you're marketing, but you don't change the prompt. And now you have the exact way to be able to come up with your next excellent campaign. So that's what Diggably is all about. And Jay, why don't you also put up there the free webinar that you've put together about Diggably? If you could do that, because I would definitely want to direct people to that. If you don't understand about automation, if you want to have greater knowledge, check in with me. You can text me, you can back channel me, whatever you want to do. Get a hold of me through Facebook, Robert Mailer, and I'm happy to get on a Zoom to talk to you about it. But what's also important is we have a free webinar. Just hit that link right there and get this. It costs you nothing. And the beauty is you're going to get 45 minutes of Jay explaining in much more detail what I just did. And you will see that this will set your business free. All right, back at you.
Stage is open.
Hey, this is Beth Huckabee. Hello, beautiful people. I just want to
Beth
jump
is in the
in and
building.
I'm back.
Long time no see, Beth.
Hi, Heather, my friend. Sorry, I had to jump out of the room because I had to go talk about sex with Heather. So I'm back. So I just wanted to just give props to Robert and Jay. I actually joined the about I guess a couple of weeks ago, and I told them, hey, my insurance business is blessed beyond going back to I think what Jay said earlier, right? The capacity of what we have, there's always more. Like I think God can like spread those tent pegs wide, and even after that it's going to be busting out of the sides for success. And so when you are so blessed to help others, right? How can you help others more? You partner with people. And so I jumped on the call. I joined the annual. They walked me through what they just said they did with the AI. It was amazing. And I told them I'd be gone for a couple of weeks in my insurance world. I just got back. Stack, I'm about to give you a call too, like I said, and just start this process with all the information and all the jewels and glitter that y'all gave me to be able to help more people, right? We've got a stage to help people worldwide, but when it's just you, you're confined. So why not spread your success to help others and bring success to them so they can help others? So I would encourage everyone to grab that free webinar, to jump on a call, ask them questions, Robert, Jay, and Stack, and help them spread the love that you've been so blessed to have. This is Beth Huckabee. Let's all be successful and help others do the same. Y'all all complete me. Mwah.
That was awesome, Beth. So, Jay, I'm so happy this room is still going because I had made a commitment to my other space and I wasn't able to come in earlier. So I was like so happy when I got out of my room, it's still happening. But yeah, you know what? I actually mentioned this in my own room just a little bit ago that I've been on this app for 3 years and I've had my own club, now a house, that whole time. And along the way, I became, I guess the word could be sidetracked, not completely, but pulled into supporting other people and their stages and their rooms and their master classes and their webinars. And while all of that is completely amazing and it is a huge part of how a really good sustained business model will work for you, what you don't want to miss out on is running your own space. Because what happened for me, and while I do have an amazing following on Clubhouse, an amazing following on all the other platforms that are out there, what I noticed about myself for the past 6 months, 8 months maybe, I was doing more of collaborating with other people and helping them to push out their product more so than coming back and tapping into the calling and the gifting and the passion that I have for this very small niche that God has asked me to tap into, which is helping born again believers to have a better sex life. So within the Christian community, because that's the community that I grew up in. And while other communities need that, I understand the Christian community because that's the area that I grew up in. And so I really want to help born again believers to avoid divorce, cheating, certain addictions that can come up in the bedroom when you're not completely satisfied. It's happened to all of us. And I really don't want you guys to end up sexless like my husband and I did for 12 years. So, me supporting other people was taking away from that. And so, just in the last couple of weeks, I really started to feel like, Heather, you need to get back to helping the people that God has called you to help. That to me, Jay, Robert Stack, that to me, when I'm tapping into my personal calling and I'm showing up in the spaces that is helping those people, that to me is what success is. Even if they don't buy a product from me today, they've been exposed to the product. Even if their sex life doesn't get better and like they don't get divorced or whatever the big issue is, even if their marriage doesn't improve today, I've helped at least a little bit. I've given them some exposure of help that they can then take back and have a conversation with their husband or wife. So that to me breeds success. That helps me to lay my head down on the pillow and feel so freaking good that I made a difference. And I know that at some point when they're ready, they're going to buy the product. For me, just have to be the one to keep showing up in my own spaces. So I've made a commitment, or I should call it a recommitment, a recommitment to show up in my own spaces every single day and then balance it with supporting other people. Like I do love to come in and be with Jay because I just love Jay's energy and his enthusiasm and his love for people. So I'm learning how to better balance those two things the last couple of weeks. And it's been amazing. So that's what success looks like to me. And I will pause my mic for now and pass it to whoever's next.
Power share, there's this. I love that share. See, that's it. That's in every one of you. What Heather's talking about. See, success, you work it out. It's like a maze. You know, you go through that maze and you figure out, okay, this is my jam. So I love that about you, sis. That you got, okay, this is my jam. This is what I'm gonna commit to. And once you commit to it, you gotta be consistent. You know, like everybody knows, 6 days a week, we're gonna be here. We're gonna come in here with great messages, great attitudes, positivity. Nobody's talking trash. Nobody's backstabbing, backbiting. Nobody gets that energy in here. We want a safe place where you can grow and you can really get that success out of you. Anybody else would love to share on this topic? Let's go.
I just want to shout Heather out for attacking a big elephant that's in a lot of bedrooms. Whew, honey. Maybe some small elephants too, but it's not the size of the elephant. It's how you work it. Boom, boom. Okay, that's the comedian coming out in me. Girl.
Thank
Because
you,
every
Bettina.
man
Thank you.
wants a good woman with a little bit of freaking. She got
Hey.
to be able to do a trick
And
or
if
two.
well, the man got to be able to do some tricks
I'm gonna
too.
do. I'm
So
gonna
wait a
do.
minute,
I'm gonna
don't
do
put
a
it
few
all on the
tricks.
woman.
Y'all doing some tricks? Who's doing a trick or two?
You,
Put some
well,
ones in
I'm
the
just
put
saying.
put some ones in the chat if you could do
Oh
a trick
my
or two.
Lord. Ugh. I'm like
Heather, it's
sorry, but not sorry that I disrupted the stage in this way. I just feel like we all need to get more comfortable talking about sex. If we can get more comfortable talking about it, our actual real life relationships are going to get better too. And yeah, that's what I do, Bettina. I teach all the tricks to both genders.
Well, that's a good thing. It's funny because so I just did a comedy show. I was down in Lumberton, North Carolina, right? And I was at this it was a
But
Pentecostal
Tina, how
church.
come I'm the only one put a one in the chat?
What? I ain't doing no tricks because I don't know. Baby, honey. Somebody gonna have to jumpstart my battery. I don't know. I'm flatline right now, so I ain't got no tricks. So I don't know. Everybody else scared because they just doing tricks. Don't want nobody to know. But I just ain't got no tricks to go around. I'm just saying. But it's funny. I was just down in I did a comedy show down in Lumberton. It was at this church, and so I talk about. I'm clean. I don't be cussing and doing stuff like that, but I talk about edgy stuff, and I talk about sex. Just but and they be like, "Boo!" They get so nervous, but I make them laugh. You know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate because people they having sex, but they sure ain't talking about it. And then they wonder why. Well, how did you get pregnant? Well, if you would have told somebody how they got pregnant, maybe they wouldn't have been doing it when they was at the house by themselves, when their mama and daddy was, not at the house, and they was practicing stuff like that, trying to peel bananas and stuff. So I can just appreciate. I need to applaud you. Blowing whistles and stuff. Love it, Heather. So Jay, the only man that know how
Hello
to
there.
throw a trick up. So that's the problem. That's why women aren't satisfied. Congratulations, Lena. I love you, girl.
Yeah, by the way, we were talking about sex toys for this very reason in my last room. So, yeah, everyone needs to learn. Everyone can improve.
Mm-hmm. Heather, you supposed to put a
Hi.
one in the chat.
Sorry, bro. I'll go do it right now.
Who was about to talk? Let's go.
Hi, you guys. Can you hear me?
We got you. What's up, sis?
Hi. Sorry, I'm more like the listener. I barely, I don't talk, but I just wanted to um, share my idea about what does success means to you, and I liked what you guys talked about. So I'm a little bit nervous, so I never bear with me, guys. I apologize. So to me, success to me it means you have some passionate whatever work you have some passionate about a work and you have become an expert on it, and you've created a tool that works for you, whatever product or whatever job that you're doing, that you can provide to the client. And I also learned over the years that not every client is your right client. Once you create that expertise, you immediately figure out if this is the right client for you. And I make sure I don't focus on, I focus on the client's needs and what I can provide. And even though the money part is important, I let the work speak for me, and I see afterwards clients are coming back because of that. And it's a year of experience, year of learning, and um, but that's to me a success is finding a system that works for you and you become expert on it. And the other thing is, I say, when you are in a business owner or whatever, we're always learning. We are
Did her mic go bad or?
Yeah, she jetted. I don't know what happened.
I thought it was me. Okay.
Everybody's thinking about them one.
I'm thinking about where the men at.
about that, you guys. I hope this helps.
You're back. Come on. I think you think that we heard everything you said, and we couldn't hear nothing you said for the last 2 minutes. So you got to back it right back up, sis. You were doing great too.
Really, I was speaking all day. Can you hear me now?
We can, but we lost everything before that. It just went like dead. I think we was just waiting for the
Oh
men
my
to
gosh.
put them ones in the
Well, not
chat.
everything. It was just right at the end.
Okay, so I think maybe the part that I was saying, the key focus is right when it comes to success is learning, always learning, and you have to be thirsty about, you have to have a goal, you have to be passionate about the work that you want to provide to the clients, and let your work speak for you. I feel like once you become an expert on a tool or a system, then the clients are always coming back all the time. And so that's what I was saying. I hope that's, you guys heard me now.
Yeah, you know what's crazy awesome? To me, another thing about success is what you just did. You're like, "Oh, I'm so nervous." By the way, when you guys are nervous, you don't have to feel like you need to apologize to us because we've all been there. I mean, we've all started at ground zero when it comes to speaking. So, most of us on here have just been doing it for longer. So don't feel like you have to apologize ever, 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 ever. Um, Success is what you just did. Success is you coming on stage while you're freaking nervous, unmiking while you're nervous, and speaking your truth. So guess what? You were just nervous that turned into pushing through that resistance. You came out on the other side, and now you're past that nervousness. So now you know that you can do it, and that took a lot of freaking courage. And so I just wanted to applaud you because that was intense but also amazing. Like, I feel so good for you right now. So
Oh
lots of
my
love to
gosh.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I've been on the other side for almost 3 years now, just listening. So I've never been on the stage like this and never spoke. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really came in here, coming back from work, driving on the road, and I saw the title of the room, and I said, you know what? This is my passionate. So I'm passionate about this title. Let me join you guys. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, Heather, you just broke another one in.
Man, am I like popping cherries all over the place today or
You
what?
are you popping cherries, girl. You popping them cherries in this one.
Oh gosh. Oh
Oh
Lord.
my God.
I'm so silly. I am silly, y'all, but that thing made me just holla. Congratulations. You did a great job for coming up on stage. They say that the public speaking is one of the number one fears, and the fact that you were able to do it among people that are like-minded and want you to be able to walk in your greatness and your purpose. Baby, you are winning. Come on, success. You better ring that bell. Congratulations.
10%. Are we talking about personal success? We talking about success as a whole. But what does it mean? See, that's what I'm saying. What does it mean to you? Is it something that you focus predominantly personally on? Do you focus on it from a business perspective? Like, what's your perspective? We want you to explain that out. Anybody else want to share? Let's go. This is a success practice room. So a lot of times, when you got success, it's stuck in your throat. You got something, you need to say it. So another thing too, you got to get great at communicating with people. And if you want to have ultimate success, or you want to become a beast at computers and understand technology and seeing if you can build out systems, it's all about Diggably. Because Diggably, you don't even have to talk to anybody if you don't want to. You literally can build out an entire sales funnel fully, doing full automation. Y'all about to see a video. Like, you see Diggably webinar.com up top. In about an hour or two, you're going to see that video change to a video that I'm doing all with AI. And I'm just going to prove, the reason I'm doing it, because I want to prove that everybody can do it. So the video starts out by saying, this is AI technology that we can show you how to use. So for the people that are a little bit shy about talking, or they don't want to have to talk right now, I encourage you to. It's going to only expand your success if you put them both together. Use technology and you can speak too. You can walk the dog. All right. So who's going to speak? Because I want to hear what you got to say.
Like, hey, I'm Frank. I have a company called Grown North. I'm founder. Um, Success to me, I have a very high bar for what success is. I'm on a mission, and for me, success, like, I'm not going to stop or rest until I'm full on going to change the world, and in a big way for everything and everyone on it. We're doing a damn good job of it so far. Like, for me, I'm not going to rest until our company is signed with Andreessen Horowitz, which we're doing in the diligence process with them right now. So that's good. We work with the UN. Like, I set my goals absolutely audaciously, and then don't rest until I achieve them. Like, it's either I'm working towards them or I've achieved it. I'll never quit while going for them. But yeah, that's our bar.
He defined as a success, man. That's what we're talking about. People can relate to that. I'm glad you came off mic and shared. Who else would like to share? Let's go.
I want to mention one more thing about my success for the deaf community, especially since I was born and raised deaf. I have hearing aids that I've been wearing most of my life, and I don't wear it anymore because my hearing just went away. And I want to say an example for the deaf community and the hearing community, most especially, because I want to be able to show them that you can really achieve a goal that you want and change it. Right now, so many of my friends are living on Social Security. It's driving me insane. I can't see myself depending on it for the rest of my life. I really can't. I got out of it because I got married to my husband, and now I have to file it again because I have no money. I really have nothing. My method is on pause. So, this is why I want to do something about it, because I'm so determined to change my life. So when I lead the way for the top community to see that I am doing something about it, and you can too, and you have your own dream, your own goal to actually cultivate the lifestyle that you want, and have nothing to worry about, having food on the table, bills that need to be paid, and then for the hearing community, they can really start seeing the stereotype need to be broken, and how they see the deaf people. They always see deaf people as someone who's not dependable. They need a lot of help because, well, you are deaf. And the most stereotype I get from people is that they think that we are mute. They think that we are dumb, not so smart. And I don't like that because you're not really getting to know us on a deep level. They only know the superficial level. So I really want to change that. And most importantly to me, I want to be the bridge between these two so that we can finally work together. That way we can have a better way on how we interact with people, how we work with people, how we communicate with people. There are many ways to do this. And the hearing community don't realize that the deaf community are actually so much more advanced than the hearing counterpart. Why? Because we have so many technology that's accessible to us in the way we communicate. And when we don't use it, we actually sign across the room, between windows, under the water. So if the hearing people can learn to do the same, you won't have communication barriers at all whatsoever. And I want to lead the community from this point on. And then I have the other community that I'm trying to get the widows to see that you can do more also. I'm a widow myself. I lost my husband to cancer. So for the widows to make the change for their life also, that would really mean something because they hold close to my heart for what they are going through. The pain that you feel is indescribable. It's like you're fighting through it every single day, trying to make the best in your life, which I have for the last 5 years. It's not easy. So that's why I'm persevering all the way through. Um, I'm sorry getting emotional now for me to talk about this. It's leveling up from a place where I feel like I can't achieve the goals you want. From all areas of my life that I've been through, I live between both worlds. And not only that, I'm also having truly of second medium. I communicate with spirit for the living. So it's like I have 3 different types of worlds that I'm in. So I know that I'm meant for big things. I'm meant to be the leader. So that's why I'm like really pushing on through to reach that milestone, the goals that I want to achieve. That's big for me. So yeah, that's why I think that Tiger Buddy and the size of Kenny Rich is going to change things for me, especially with being with the XP family. That's another role that I want to bring in. So it's like getting all these brands together in one. It's like a 5-star, 5 pointers coming together in one. That's what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm in this family, the XP Mentor. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Hello, is it Raquel? My name is Tokes Coker and I live in London. I'd like to say, first of all, I'm so sorry for the loss of your husband. And I, for one person, and everybody here, do not think that you are anything less than beautiful, wonderful, elegant, and feminine. I would like to play a sound for you and for your husband and for everybody here who has lost a partner. Sometimes and always I feel that surviving death of a loved one is a success. You are a powerful, successful young lady, Raquel. Listening to your voice is a voice of love, a voice of focus, a voice of determination. You are a living example of success. I want to honor you by playing on this new moon here in London, which is just gone because it's past 42 minutes. But we're going to call in the energy of the new moon and celebrate you, your magnificence, your vitality, your teaching the world to respect. It is easy for us to respect you because you are a pioneer. We welcome you with elegance. We welcome you with reverence. And above all, we welcome you with love. Aho. Amen. 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 Happy new moon and happy new beginnings for everyone. Thank you. My name is Tokes Beverly Coker. It is an honor for me to speak here. Thank you.
Tokes, that was awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that share. That was deep. And that's, you know what? I think that's just a great way to wrap up today's room. You know, this has been a phenomenal room. I don't know whether it was the subject title, I don't know whether it was the beginning shares, but I'll tell you, everybody really put it out there today. It was a very calm but strong influence, and I'm just really, really proud of everybody that participated in today's room. Great, great stuff. We're going to be back here again tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific, for another XP Mentor House. So we're going to look forward to seeing you all then. Invite your friends, because today was very, very powerful. I wish we could have shared it with even more people, because again, we're on our way to helping this world be a better place by finding a million entrepreneurs that we can help to level up and live their best life. All right, so on a three, let's open up our mics and say goodbye. 1, 2, 3.
Have a
Have a
great
great
Goodbye.
night. Goodbye.
See
Thank
y'all
you
tomorrow.
all.
Miracles and
Thank
Blessings.
you so much.